to Game 2 of the 1974 World Series. The American League champions, the Oakland A's, versus the National League champions, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Brought to you by Gillette, makers of the Dry Look, #1 aerosol for men's hair. No wonder the wet head is dead. And by your nearby Dodge dealer, to invite you to see the change in Charger. It's a whole new car. And our helicopter moves in over packed and jammed Dodger Stadium again. Yesterday, an all-time record crowd for this stadium since they moved here to Los Angeles. And, of course, the Dodgers could be in trouble. Hi, everybody. Kurt Gowdy, Vin Scully, Tony Kubek. No team has ever lost the first 2 games of a World Series on their home grounds and gone on to win the series. So the Dodgers are up against it, but they have their ace going today, a man who's been the hottest pitcher in baseball, Don Sutton. He's won 15 of his last 16 decisions. The A's will counter with a left-hander, Vida Blue, who pitched the game of his life last Tuesday in shutting out Baltimore on just 2 hits. The weather is hotter today. It's in the mid-80s, just a slight breeze. And so for Game 2, Sutton and Vida Blue. And what about the Dodgers in the locker room out on the playing field, Ben? They seem a little shaken up after yesterday or not?
No, Kurt, I wouldn't think so. The modern-day ball player just isn't that way. This is not life or death. They walk around saying, there's no tomorrow. It's a day of destiny, and then they all fall down and start to laugh. So their approach to it is completely different. However, deep down inside, they look to Sutton as the leader. They look to Sutton to right the ship. He had won 9 straight at the end of the year. He won the 2 big games in the playoff. That's 11 in a row. And they're in the habit of seeing him win, seeing him stand on top of the heap, and they expect to see him there today. I would say they're loose, relaxed, and as reasonably confident as you can be, having lost a game already.
All right, now Vida Blue is starting for the Oakland A's. Tony Kubek talked to Vida Blue before the game, and let's go down in the field now and catch that taped interview. Vida Blue and Tony Kubek.
All right, Vida, which way are you going to hit today, right or left?
I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I just took some swings in the cage. I felt good. I even hit 2 out.
What about a scouting report on this Dodger team? They're a tough right-hitting team. Did you learn anything on the bench yesterday?
Well, I think that my game plan would be to stay away from them, and I'm not going to let the scouting reports just per se change my style of pitching. I'm going to go out and pitch a Vida Blue type of ball game and hope for the best. So we can get some runs early and hope that we can defend them and hold them for another 5 or 6 innings.
Was your fastball in Baltimore during the American League Championship Series the best you've had in a while?
I think it was the best that I've had, plus the fact that I had good control. One thing that really stands out in my mind about the whole ball game is that I only went to 3 and 2 on 1 batter, and I'm sure that during the regular season I might have averaged 3 to 4 walks per ball game. And I don't think it's that I'm not throwing as hard, but being behind the hitters all the time, you got to throw that good fastball right in there. And in this league, these guys will hit anything.
Did you stay up last night going over the Dodger hitters in bed?
No, I didn't. You didn't? I watched the Sting.
Oh, you watched the Sting. All right, is there a hitter in the Dodger lineup that, with men on base, you might prefer to pitch around?
Hey, with men on base, I wish I could pitch around everybody. I'm sure that the power guys in their lineups are, I think Garvey handles the ball good. Well, he hits the ball all over with power. And naturally, Wynn is a big power threat. Ferguson, Yeager, all those big guys. Well, I hope I don't get in a situation where I have to pitch around them. I just hope I can just go right at them, and it's, either me or you. So that's the way I like to pitch anyway.
Your game plan today is your bat and defense.
That's right, and we're going to go right at them.
Vida Blue, thank you. Let's go back upstairs.
Thank you, Tony.
Aside from the pitchers, the lineups remain the same. Steve Yeager was shaken up yesterday, Vin.
Yes, in his own words, this is a modern expression, I guess. He said, I got my lunch. When Sal Bando knocked him, he hurt his left knee. There's fluid on the knee. It is puffed. However, there isn't a thing they can do about it. They couldn't drain it. He worked out, found the knee okay, and he'll be in the starting lineup, although he will be a little less effective than he was yesterday.
Remember, tomorrow's an open day. Both teams will be the A's are flying out after the game this afternoon to Oakland. The Dodgers will leave tomorrow. The Dodgers will work out at 5 o'clock tomorrow, simulating the conditions at that time. We'll have a 5:30 start Pacific Coast time in Oakland Tuesday night, and it's going to be Al Downing against Catfish Hunter. Right now, we're ready to meet the players of both squads, so let's go down on the playing field.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and welcome to Dodger Stadium. for the second game of the 1974 World Series. Here are the official lineups. First, the defending world champions, the Oakland A's. Here is the manager of the A's, number 5, Alvin Dart. Batting first and playing shortstop, number 19, Bert Campaneris. Batting second, playing center field, number 4, Bill North. Batting third and playing third base, number 6, Sal Bando. Batting fourth and playing right field, number 9, Reggie Jackson. Batting fifth and playing left field, number 26, Joe Rudy. Batting sixth and playing first base, number 18, Gene Tennis. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 10, Ray Bossy. Batting eighth and playing second base, number 1, Dick Green. Batting ninth and pitching, number 14, Vida Blue, who was warming up in the bullpen. And here are the remaining players and coaches of the Oakland A's. And now, for the National League champions, your Los Angeles Dodgers. Here is the manager of the Dodgers, Walter Alston. Batting first and playing second base, number 15, Davey Lopes. Batting second and playing left field, number 22, Bill Buckner. Batting third and playing center field, number 23, Jimmy Wynn. Batting fourth and playing first base, number 6, Steve Garvey. Batting fifth and playing right field, number 13, Joe Ferguson. Batting sixth and playing third base, number 10, Ron Say. Batting seventh and playing shortstop, number 18, Bill Russell. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 7, Steve Yeager. Batting ninth and pitching, number 20, Don Sutton, who was warming up in the bullpen. And here are the remaining players and coaches of your Los Angeles Dodgers. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the colors today is the All Services Color Guard from the Naval and Marine Reserve Training Center, from the Fort MacArthur Army Base, the Terminal Island Coast Guard Base, and the Los Angeles Air Station. And now, to honor America, let us all join in singing our national anthem, which today will be sung by Sarah Vaughan to the accompaniment of Helen Dell at the organ.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets reefed clear, the bombs bursting in the air gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
NBC will bring you the second game of the World Series and the ceremonial first pitch right after this message.
Last year, Joey Chitwood's car started riding on a new kind of shock absorber. Over 4,000 total jumps. Over 32,000 road miles on the Sears Steady Rider. The shock that adjusts to heat when most others can't. The result? Not one Steady Rider failure or wear out.
It's Sears' best heavy-duty shock.
The Steady Rider. Only at Sears.
The travel knit suit pitcher Tom Seaver is wearing is on sale now at Sears. In fact, all Sears travel knit suits are on sale. Choose smart new colors and patterns in double knit Celanese Fortrell polyester at a smart price. Regularly $89, on sale now $69. Save $20 on this special sale price. Only $69. Only in the men's store at Sears.
When you go to McDonald's for a regular hamburger, famous golden brown French fries, and Coca-Cola, you get a little more. You get change back from your dollar, and you can count on it.
You can count on some change from your money well spent. You deserve a break today at McDonald's.
A great value. You can count on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I direct your attention to the Dodger dugout. Today's first ball ceremony will be performed in tandem to be officiated over by the Commissioner of Baseball, Commissioner Bowie Hughes. To participate in this event for the second game of the World Series, we have two former Dodger shortstops and both are former Dodger captains. We are pleased to present Harold Pee Wee Reese and Maury Wills.
Pee Wee had hair a little longer than I've seen him sometime. He works for the Hilrick and Brasby Bat Company now, and Maury is, of course, on the NBC sports staff, works with us on baseball, and he is managing this winter in Mexico. I think he won his opening game. crisscross.
Let's have a fine hand, ladies and gentlemen.
There they are. Two of the best in Dodger history. Commissioner Bowie Kuhn conducting the ceremonies. Yesterday it was Roy Campanella. Today, Maury Wills and Pee Wee Reese. Here are the Dodgers now coming out. Moving to left field will be Bill Buckner, Jim Wynn the center, Joe Ferguson the right, Ron Sayes at third, Bill Russell the shortstop, Dave Lopes at second, Garvey's the first baseman, Yeager is catching Don Sutton. And now to call the first part of this ball game and get you set up here for Game 2 of the World Series, the broadcaster of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Mr. Vin Scully.
Thank you, Kurt. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good day to you. The Dodgers waiting for their leader, Don Sutton. The umpires, Bill Kunkel will be the plate umpire, and for Bill Kunkel, I guess it would be a dream come true. He was a pitcher on the New York Yankee American League Championship team that came to Dodger Stadium in 1963. He never did get into the game, although Bill did get up once in the Yankee bullpen. That's as close as he got to a World Series. Well, today, he'll be behind the plate. Doug Harvey, in his second World Series, will be at first base. Don Denkinger of the American League in his first series at second. Andy Olson, who was on the foul line yesterday, in his first series, he'll be at third. And the foul line umpires, Ron Luciano down the left field line, and the veteran Tom Gorman, who was behind the plate yesterday, down the right field line.
You know, Vince, something interesting, an American League umpire is behind the plate. Supposedly, in the American League, the pitchers get the high strike. Vida Blue's fastball is a rising pitch. It's going to be interesting to see how he has strike calls today.
I talked to Bill Kunkel about that before the ball game, and naturally he would disprove the idea. Although there are those who claim it is the difference, A, in where the umpire positions himself. In the American League, the plate umpire works directly behind the catcher. In the National League, the plate umpire will work inside the hitter. In other words, with a right-hand batter, he'll be just off Yeager's left shoulder. For the left-hand batter, he'll be just off Yeager's right shoulder. And in talking about Yeager, the Dodgers come into this game a little weaker than yesterday. Steve was knocked flat by Sal Bando. His left knee is full of fluid. And if he has trouble coming up out of a crouch, that gives the Oakland running game a little bit better.
Number 19. Shortstop.
We talked to Steve Yeager, Vin, and Kurt before the ball game and asked him to give us a capsule report on the pitcher, Don Sutton.
Well, Don Sutton, since the All-Star break, has been throwing of Don Sutton of the old. Don Sutton has got a fastball, curveball, slider. He's now developed a changeup. We gave Don Sutton 2 games in the playoffs. We said take control, and he did take control. He won 2 big games in the playoffs for us. He finished up the season 19-9. I look for something big today in Don Sutton.
Campaneris, the first ball hitter, has done just that. He went after the first pitch and missed it, 0-1. Campy, a high fastball hitter, gets another breaking ball away, and they count 1-1. Campaneris does it all. He bunts and squeezes, and of course he squeezed in a run yesterday. They play hit and run with him, and he's a terror on the base paths. 1-1. Ball 2. Sutton with a fastball and a change. He has a curve and a slider, and he throws it a little different than most. He has almost a knuckle curve. 2-1 pitch. In there. Sutton finished up the year winning 9 straight. He won 2 in the playoffs. So he's won 11 in a row and 15 out of his last 16. He is not the nervous type. 2-2. Got him looking. This telecast is presented by authority of Major League Baseball, intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of the game without the express written consent of the Commissioner of Baseball is prohibited. So Campaneris is caught looking at the breaking ball, 1 away, and here is Bill North. North, the switch hitter. He is also a first ball hitter and likes to bunt. And he fouls it away.
Boy, was he moaning about that sun and those tears in back. He said he had real trouble picking up the ball off the bat yesterday.
There were a couple of great pictures of him talking to himself out there and shaking his head. Well, to North, all we can say is welcome to the club. 0-1. One away. Just the start of things. Well, he's done both now. The first ball hitter who likes to bunt, though he fouled off the first pitch and ran up to bunt. 1-1. Rarely any surprises as far as individual performances. Each team scouted so thoroughly. One ball, one strike. Fouled away. 1-2. Sutton is from Clio, Alabama, and yet he is not a hot weather pitcher. It's about 84 here today. If he had his druthers, he'd rather pitch in Oakland on a cool evening. 1-2, one out. No score. No pull up a chair and spend part of the day with us. Breaking ball, missed. Yeager looking for an angle, throws him out at first.
What a super curveball he has. Ben, I can recall the ball game he pitched against the Pirates that we televised. He seemed to start a lot of the big Pirate hitters off with curveballs or sliders to get ahead of them. Here's that snake dropping off the table. They're going to kill a few worms if he has that kind of curveball today.
If you had a baseball in your hand, I'll show you how he throws it. His index finger is fully extended around the ball. The middle finger, however, is up so that it's like his nail of the middle finger is in the ball.
A one-finger curve.
That's exactly what it is. And it'll be somewhere between a curve and slider. Fastball. Though he challenging Bando, Sal is a high fastball hitter. But because he sees so many breaking balls, like any other hitter, he starts to look for them. 1-0. Ball 2. So Sutton with 2 out in the first inning. On deck, Reggie Jackson. Another great day. Sutton is a stiff back pitcher. High pop fly, back to third, down the line. Russell calling in foul ground. That'll do it. So the A's are gone in order. No score at the end of half an inning. Oakland nothing. The Dodgers coming up.
There's been a change in Charger. It's a whole new car. A different Charger than you've known by far. We've hardly kept a thing except the Charger name. Nothing else about it's gonna look the same. We've got this classic grille, this special window here. A lusher, plusher look from front to rear. Once you have seen the new Charger displayed, you're gonna love the change we made. You'll love the change we made.
Announcing the all-new luxurious Dodge Charger, Special Edition 75.
You'll love the change we made.
Before I bought my new color portable, I looked at all the top makes, and you know what? They're all good. But I worried about getting a lemon. So I got a Magnavox. Because of the 5 leading solid-state color TVs, Magnavox is the most thoroughly tested. Extra tested for extra reliability. And when you're as scared of getting a lemon as I was, you need all the extra testing you can get. Magnavox.
Bottom of the first, no score. And hey, Kurt and Tony, I've been up to my hips in the National League this year. Tell me about Vida Blue besides all the numbers.
Primarily a fastball pitcher. He holds the ball across 4 seams or goes with the seams to make it act differently. Threw only 6 breaking pitches against the Baltimore Ball Club last Tuesday. Didn't walk a man. A power pitcher.
Surprising to Lopes, he started him with a knee-high fastball, and he's low now, 1-1. I understand that when he gets in trouble, he tries to finesse a hitter and take a little something off his curve. And Wes Stock said, I want him to throw a hard curve whenever he's going breaking ball. 1-2, a little smoke, Tony.
When they talk about Vida Blue holding the ball with the seams, that's the fastball that he will sail in on the fists of the right-handed hitter. He has 4 days rest, Ben. He threw just 101 pitches in that start in Baltimore, so he should be strong.
Broken bat, ground ball to first baseman Tennis, and that'll do it. Davey hit it off the end of the bat and cracked it. 1 away.
Batting second, number 22.
A lot of people say he's not as fast as he was the sensational year he had in '72. He's just as fast, but surprisingly, he doesn't have as good as control. You think he'd have better control as he had another year or two of progress in the major leagues.
The A's will be watching Blue as far as hurrying up his pitches. In other words, getting his body out instead of putting everything together. He'll be facing Bill Buckner, who does well against left-handers in the sense he doesn't give at the plate. He won't bail out. He had a couple of hits yesterday. Ball 1, breaking ball off the mitt of Ray Fosse. Buckner's a threat to bunt. There's Bill Kunkel. He's getting $8,500 for umpiring in the World Series. He started umpiring at the age of 12. He got 10 cents from 15 players from each team. He made $3 a game. He's come a long way.
That sounds like us when we started.
1-0. Fastball over. Nice, easy move, too.
Blue, like a lot of the Oakland A's pitchers, are good athletes. He's a good hitter, a speedy base runner. They use him as a pinch runner at times, and he fields his position well.
1-1. Breaking ball fouled away.
Standout quarterback in high school, threw 35 touchdown passes his senior year. A lot of colleges were out after him. He had a choice to make, and he chose baseball.
Mr. and Mrs. Jack Haley Jr. and, of course, Liza Minnelli, just back from London. 1-2 to Bill Buckner. Half swing, fastball got him. And
Batting third, number 23, center fielder.
Jimmy Wynn coming up with 2 down, no score, first inning.
Yesterday, let's take a look at that home run he hit late in the ball game against Fingers. High curveball. Raleigh was tiring a little bit at the time, and what a great try by North.
0-1. Jimmy, as we mentioned yesterday, rarely, if ever, goes the other way. He is a pull hitter, plain and simple. He had 1 extra base hit to right field against the Bucks, and it was a big one. I tell you, the surprise so far in watching Blue, he has not thrown a fastball above the belt, and all I heard about was that high fastball that really sailed.
You're right, he's been down.
1-2. Dodgers have a couple of ex-American leaguers. There's Steve Garvey, but like Rick Auerbach and Andy Messersmith, and I'm sure they've told the hitters, stay off the high pitch. And now he's surprising them by keeping the ball down.
His high pitch is like Jim Palmer's. You almost have to lay off of it, Ben. It's out of the strike zone when it goes over the plate. It rises so much.
1-2. Little number foul off to the left of the plate, so it's still 1-2 to Jimmy Wynn. 2 out, first inning, no score. Those are the dugout seats. Walter O'Malley got the idea in 1956 when the Dodgers visited Japan. And when he built Dodger Stadium, he used home plate dugout seats. There's a high fastball. First one up. Manager Billy Martin.
Yeah. Look at that mustache. New hairdo. He's Hollywood.
2-2. Fastball high. They wouldn't bite at it. Wynn is remarkable. We mentioned all the hundreds he's been involved in. 100 RBIs, 100 walks, 100 runs scored, 100 strikeouts. He balances his books pretty well. 3-2. Outside.
And that's the first walk he's given up in the last 14 2/3 innings.
Number 6.
They'll bring up Steve Garvey, and don't misinterpret Blue talking. He was not talking to the umpire. He was talking to Ray Fosse. Garvey, a fine hitter, and the one man yesterday who showed that he was a good hitter by going the other way. He's the one Dodger. If Blue keeps the ball outside, he will not just try to pull it. He had 2 base hits to right field yesterday. And he has power the other way. Two down, Win at first, no score. Blue, by the way, for a left-hander, does not have a good move at all. Not at all.
He has one a little bit better, Vinny, than the one he just showed you over to first base, but he's trying to decoy Win, but you're right about that.
One of the things that they'll look for, Oakland, is to make sure that Vida brings that right leg up and curls. He has a tendency sometime to hurry his pitch with a man on base, and if they can, the Dodgers would try to exploit it. Fastball ran away. Ball one. Bottom of the first. 2 out, no score. Second game of the World Series. Garvey, and the story's been told 1,000 times, his dad was the bus driver that took the Dodgers all through Florida in spring training when he was a kid. Breaking ball strike, 1-1.
Came up as a third baseman, didn't he, Ben?
That's right. In fact, he's very fortunate. He started as a third baseman, could not make the throws. They pressed him into the outfield. He couldn't go there. They were sorely pressed, and they put him at first, and he found a home. Win goes, and then bluffs and comes back. Ball two.
Smart base stealer right there. He knew he did not have a good jump. His footing gave way as he started. And he decided not to go because he did not get the good jump. See, so many players will continue on and get thrown out by 8 or 10 feet.
It was a good pitch for the catcher to get him because it was up and away. He was coming out of his crouch, and he had no hitter to bother him. 2-1 to Garvey. Win is not an excellent base stealer. In other words, if he steals 16 bases, he'd liable to be caught 14. Watch that front leg of Blue.
He tries to fake you with a head motion, but it's not very good. Sometimes you look at you and then go home. There he goes.
Garvey didn't get cheated. He had a rip, but he went after that rising fastball.
That's the pitch that they have to lay off of with him. The ball starts in around the letters to you and winds up high, or the catch will take it up above his head.
And Garvey's probably looking over in the Dodger dugout saying, I know. 2-2. Win goes. Breaking ball is popped up back at first. Late start by Tennis. He could use a little help. Backs around and makes the catch. He was looking for a second baseman, Green, but Dick couldn't get there. He was covering. They're gone at the end of an inning.
Mr. Joe.
This is Don Rickles. Give me the president of Right Guard. Hello. You the underarm biggie? Listen. Quit making your Right Guard antiperspirant with this super dry anti-stain formula. Why? Listen, you hockey puck. I'm an entertainer. I get laughs with my insults. But how can I get people hot and bothered when they've got your Right Guard keeping them cool? Right Guard helps keep them dry. You keep selling Right Guard, and you can pay for my mother's apartment in Miami Beach.
The Gillette Track 2 razor gets people genuinely excited. Listen.
If my wife took the Track 2 away from me, I think it'd be grounds for divorce.
Track 2 is a streaker.
Because it's so smooth, just one, and it's all gone.
It was like no other experience I'd ever had shaving.
Well, I believe in the Track 2. The first blade cuts it. The second blade cuts it even lower. It's a tremendous idea. I never would have thought of it.
The Gillette Track 2 shaving system, the closest thing to a perfect shave.
You're in the coffee shop, and your Wizard Express number is AP2827, and you want a Plymouth Fury in 5 minutes. Okay.
That's easy for Avis. Reserve a car over the phone with your Wizard Express number, and we'll have your rental agreement all filled out and waiting for you.
Here you go. And thank you for trying Avis, Mr. Hertz.
Get a free Wizard Express number and come over to Avis. It's easy.
Magnificent aerial shot of Los Angeles County and the surrounding areas. As we go to the second inning, no score. Oakland and the Dodgers. It'll be Reggie Jackson, Joe Rudy, and Gene Tennis. Jackson, a superstar, and showed everybody why, going the other way yesterday to hit a home run into the left field bleachers. Ball one. He makes a very good living hitting low fastballs out of sight.
And yet he hit the fastball high and inside the left center field for the home run, and that may shake up their scouting report.
Down and in, ball two, 2-0.
Former manager Ralph Houk.
Your former manager in the minor leagues and the majors.
Right, now with the Tigers.
2-0. On deck, Joe Rudy. Second inning, no score. Off speed.
Then let's ask Tony. He played in a World Series. Just how important is that big scouting book that they go over with the players, Tony?
Overrated in most cases, Kurt. You cannot take a pitcher like Sutton, a breaking ball pitcher, a low ball pitcher, and expect him to pitch high and be successful. He's got to go with his strength.
2-1. Good breaking ball, and Reggie went from the heels. 2-2.
Here's Reggie on the breaking pitch. He had a good cut. He's the kind of hitter you cannot pitch just one way. He might hit the high fastball one time, but you might get him out with it the next time. He adjusts to the pitcher. Excuse me, Ben.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say, you noticed the American League umpire working right back of the catcher. Wrong field fly ball, and Buckner has to hurry to the foul line. Makes the catch. Buck took his eye off the ball because he is extremely conscious he does not have the foul territory that he did have during the regular season. He took one look to see where those auxiliary seats are.
And he had a long run because he was playing Jackson in left center field. But as you said yesterday, Ben, he has made some sensational catches all year long.
I was watching Jackson run. He was running well as he rounded first and headed to second.
One away, and here is Joe Rudy. He's another fellow who's labeled the first ball swinger. The toughest out, so most people feel. Hits the ball hard most of the time. 1-0. We mentioned yesterday that when Yeager was giving Messerschmitt signs, he would give signs and N indicate position. You can't do that with Sutton. His position or location is within the sign. 1-1.
Man that really helped him, Joe DiMaggio. Worked with him on his fielding when Joe was a coach of the A's and Rudy was coming on as a young player. Worked with him on his hitting. And DiMaggio said he was the best student on the A's ball club in wanting to learn and improving himself.
And there were his marks this year. Fouled at the plate, 1-2.
The man who helped him most with his hitting is the former pitching coach of the Kansas City Royals, released recently, Charlie Lau.
Steve Yeager now, you'll see him go into the crouch and give the sign. He might not be giving a sign with his fingers. Everybody feels catchers must give the signs like that. That's not true. There are some catchers who like exterior sign by touching their own body. Down goes Rudy. That's 3 strikeouts for Sutton. So 2 down, and Gene Tennis coming up. One other thing while we have the opportunity. During the course of the ball game, there's Lawrence Yogi Berra. You will see Sutton look in and get a sign, and then you will see him brush his uniform. But there are 2 areas on the uniform he might brush. Strike to Tennis. He brushes not only to change the pitch. There's another brush where he changes the location. 1-1. That's what makes this game so great. The more you find out about baseball, the more you laugh at people who thinks it's a slow-moving game. Fouled away. 1-2.
I think baseball has subtleties that no other sport has.
In fact, it can get so difficult. I remember years ago a Dodger pitcher who could not remember all the signs. And it got so simple that the catcher kept his feet together for the fastball and spread them for the curve, and that was it. So help me. 1-2. Has to keep him honest. 2-2.
Interesting thing is, those players who make it less complicated of all are the most successful, I think.
Probably so. 2-2 to Gene Tennis. Breaking ball fouled off.
You know, Ben, I think Bert Blyleven has the best curveball in the American League. I just don't know how a fella can have a better curve than Sutton.
Actually, when Sutton first came up to the Dodgers, he had a magnificent curve. Over the years, the magnificent curve, in his words, has become a slur. Half curve, half slider. 2-2. Uh-oh. I was going to say he's a stiff back pitcher, and when he backs off the rubber with his left foot, one of the things he can't do is back up too much. See, that's a little step. in the dirt. I don't know whether it hit the bat or not. There was no sign by Kunkel. If you are a stiff back pitcher like Sutton, in other words, you don't curl your leg. You know how a hitter can overstride? Well, a pitcher can throw himself completely out if he takes too much of a step backwards, and that's the first move he makes. Therefore, it's very important. He missed, took a lot off it, and missed high.
They talk about the importance of a pitcher driving off the rubber. That's what Sutton does so well. And I think also that front leg as he hits, if he keeps it too stiff, does he have a tendency to go wild high?
Yeah, they would like him, let's put it this way, to bend that leg a little, but keep it firm. And that, I guess, is the fulcrum principle, whereby you get a stiffness to challenge you, and that's how you push off and fight the hitter. It is so tough, as you know, Tony. Ray Fosse, ball one. So 2 down, second inning, no score. Gene Tennis at first base. Watch him come off the rubber.
You see the drive and how he opens the hips. There it is.
Good breaking ball. 1-1. He came up with a pitch he referred to the first time he used it in spring training as a stiff-wristed screwball. So I asked an ex-big leaguer, and he said there's no such pitch. But it's his change. He kind of turns it over a little. They'll watch Tennis with 2 outs. Second inning, no score. Fosse figures to get a lot of breaking balls. There's the slider. That's the hard breaking ball. 1-2. Sutton 119. Incredibly, he went 2 months and made 14 starts without a victory. Slider fouled away. Fosse with 2 strikes going with the pitch. Still 1-2.
I'd have to say he's about ready to break off one of those curve balls down in the dirt. Ball and 2 strikes.
Yeager will not have all the maneuverability behind that plate, remember, because of that puffed up left knee. He was a question mark today. There it is in the dirt, and it got away. Down to second goes Tennis, and he'll hold there as Yeager limps after it.
Yeager has been so good in the games we've done then in blocking pitches. He got down in front of that one. He may have reached with his glove and bounced it back. He was in front of it as we look at it again. Right off the heel of his glove, it gets away from him.
A wild pitch. The sore left knee might affect Yeager's throwing. If he didn't play the game, you might say, now what in the world does that mean? But it means because of that sore knee, he can't quite come up out of a crouch as quickly as he normally would. 2-2 to Ray Fosse. Down he goes. 4 strikeouts. They leave a man, no score at the end of an inning and a half. Oakland and the Dodgers. For the voice of the Oakland A's on NBC Radio with Jim Simpson.
You can't imagine Simpson hiding from a camera. There he is.
There, you see, now he knows.
He just heard we were on him.
Here's Joe Ferguson. High fly ball to left center field. Going back is North and Rudy, and it'll be North for the catch.
Slight breeze blowing out now to carry that ball.
We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network. Just a zephyr stirring the state flag in center field as Ron Say comes up. Say has sock. He had 18. Well, there it is for you. 0-1. That looked like the pitch that gets West Stock angry, as if he was going to take too much off it and bend it. But if he's going to make a mistake, that's where to do it, way far outside.
Sometimes that breaking ball, just shown by a pitcher, which is all Vita Blue wants to do, can make the hitter think about that extra pitch, and that's all he wants, to try and make his fastball more effective.
2-0 to Ron Say. Well, he's keeping that fastball down. I'll be darned. All I heard about. There's Bill Russell on deck with that rising fastball, and I think he's thrown it up once or twice. 3-0 to Say. The odds are very much against him being allowed to swing 3-0. 4-4.
Pardon me, Ben, that fastball you're talking about that's down low is the one he throws across the 4 seams. He wants to get it to tail away. The other one he throws with the seams that comes high.
Here's Bill Russell. You saw Pee Wee Reese, and then you saw Maury Wills in the first ball ceremony. And to go way back, Russell would be the heir apparent to a Reese's job. He's quiet, soft-spoken, and definitely the leader. And likes to go to right field. 4-1.
And I've been very impressed by the range that Bill Russell has. I think he far outdistances Campy Campaneris. Campy is steadier, I believe, but that may be because of this infield.
Russell would probably be the best center fielder on the team as well. Say is not going to go anywhere unless it's part of a hit-and-run play. 1 ball and no strikes to Bill Russell, no score. 1 out, bottom of the second. Vida Blue and Don Sutton. In there. 1-1. You look for a sign. Basically, there's no such thing as a hit sign. You're hitting all the time. You're looking for take, or you're looking for hit and run. 1-1. Boy, that fastball missing. 2-1. So Dick Green comes in to settle him down.
Here's a man who I think the Dodgers have the wrong scouting report on. Say he is not considered a good second baseman. His range is limited because of a back problem, but he is one of the best at turning the pivot at second base.
2-1. Ball 3.
And he's already thrown 30 pitches in this game.
3-1 to Russell. Now comes a gamble. The dice came up cold for the Dodgers yesterday. Say hit into a double play. They disdained the bunt and had Lopes foul. We'll see if they play run and hit now and turn Say loose. He doesn't go. Strike 2. Well, they didn't have him going 3-1. Dark watching carefully. No one throwing in the bullpen. He's not that concerned yet.
He was a great hit and run man himself with a bat, Dark.
And how? It figures now that Say will go based on past performances. 3-2, 1 out, no score, second inning. There he goes. Little pop fly, back of first, down the line, Tennyson, Jackson, it's a base hit, and the third is Say.
And Ron Say read the play right. He knew where those outfielders were. He kept right on going, used excellent judgment. He may also have gotten a decoy along the way as he did not pick up the ball. You saw it by Green. Now he picked up Tommy Lasorda. You said it yesterday, Ben. The Dodgers are going to try and take advantage of the throwing arms of the A's.
And they also know that Jackson, with a bad leg, was out of the play. Dick Green was also out of the play. The ball was fair by a foot or two. So hit and run, and his first and third with 1 out, and here's Yeager.
Green would have had the best shot at it, but he was going over to cover second base on the attempted steal.
Now a sore-legged catcher comes up with 1 out. Runners at first and third. Lasorda doing cheerleading, telling Yeager to get your pitch. Scores. Russell to second. 1-0 Dodgers. So the Dodgers get the jump on the A's. The local citizenry happy, and Charles Finley as downcast as you could be this early in the afternoon. Don Sutton is a reasonably good hitting pitcher. More important, he usually makes contact. And before he came up, Alston talked to him. He is not a lead pipe cinch to just bunt. In fact, again, based on past performances, Alston might have said to him, I'll let you take one shot to right field. No, we'll see. 2 on, 1 out. He took the shot.
You see, you have a few holes also, as Green was shaded in. The 2 men at the corners were in. Campy was moving a little.
I would guess now that he has been allowed his shot to right. Now we'll see if he tries to get the bunt down. You have Russell at second, Yeager at first, 1 out, 1-0 Dodgers in the second. He's bunting and taking high, 1-1. He is also the type of hitter, and time now, Wes Stock is going to go out and talk to Blue. Sal Bando will come over and join the discussion. I think Wes is going to tell Vida Blue, particularly just on that pitch alone, slow down. You're hurrying things much too fast. His body was on its way to home plate long before he was ready to pitch on that last one. I think Bando also noticed it from his angle.
Could have seen or read the words out of Sal Bando's mouth as he said, get one for sure. We do not have a good shot at the man at third. Take the man at first. We've got 2 down.
1-1. A's looking for the bunt. The breaking ball is a strike. 1-2.
I got a kick yesterday. Bando went to the mound and said to Fingers, don't you ever do it the easy way? I mean, we're always down to the wire with you. Fingers says, get back to third and play your position.
When Ron Fairley broke in with the Dodgers in the World Series, he handled a fly ball, and Jim Gilliam angled over next to him with the bases loaded, and all Gilliam said was, don't get hurt. Fouled away in a full swing. That's the kind of license that Sutton has up there at the plate. Allowed to take a shot to right, around to bunt, then swing away again. He is the type who will square around to bunt and then try and poke it over somebody's head. He's usually a busy hitter when he's up there. Russell at second, Yeager at first, 1 out, a run over. Dodgers 1, A's nothing. There's that belated swing, only he came up empty this time. 2 down as Vida Blue picks up his second strikeout. And Davy Lopes will be coming up. This will be a battle of temptation. They're telling the Dodger hitters to lay off the high Vida Blue fastball. Lopes loves the high fastball. Davy, who's a little guy, hit 10 home runs, playing with a left ankle heavily taped since the first week in August. Ball 1.
Didn't he have a 3-home run game in Wrigley Field?
Right, in Chicago. And he stole 4 bases, and he was trying to go for the record, and that's when he hurt his ankle. 1 ball, no strikes. No one throwing in the A's bullpen, in case you wondered. Vida's given up 2 base hits and a walk for a run. Strike. 1-1. We've read a lot of stories about base runners at second base looking in and stealing signs. I have not heard of any of that going on all year.
A lot of decoying done down there, but when you can't pick them up as an infielder, how can the opposition?
Soft curve fouled away. 1-2. Here in the inning with 1 out, Ron Say walked. On a 3-2 pitch with Say going, Russell blooped a single to right, sending Say to third. Yeager singled up the middle to get Say home. Sutton struck out, and here is Lopes 1-2 with 2 down. Fastball fouled away. The Dodger infield, you were talking before about various positions. Lopes was an outfielder converted to play second. Russell, an outfielder converted to play short. Garvey, a third baseman, converted to first. So it's a very young and inexperienced infield. 1-2. Got him. A run, 2 hits, 2 left. And at the end of 2, the Dodgers won, and the Oakland A's nothing.
There are still 3 undefeated teams in pro football. New England beat the Jets today, 24-0. The Cardinals over Dallas, 31-28, and Minnesota down Houston, 51-10. All 3 remain undefeated.
Here's Dick Green to start it off, followed by Vida Blue, and then top of the order, Bert Campaneris. Ball 1. Fastball and a high pop fly to the right side. Lopes calling. Backed up by Ferguson. 1 away. The Dodgers have started off somewhat as they did yesterday. They've left 3 men in 2 innings. Oakland getting the maximum out of the minimum. And here comes Vida Blue.
Then I asked Wes Stock, the A's pitching coach, about special hitting practice. He said, no, all year the pitchers have 20 minutes batting practice and that's it. So they didn't tune up for any World Series by trying to come on strong in the last 2 weeks, but the pitchers taking special batting practice.
He hit 2 off-game home runs today in batting practice. He hit 1 in the Dodger bullpen and another in the left field seats. Strike. Vida did not come to bat during the 74 season. He had only 1 time at bat in 1973. Surprised he could find home plate. Breaking ball. There's the pitching coach, Wes Stock. Oh, 2 to Vida. 1 out in the 3rd. 1-0 Dodgers. 1-2. Jimmy Wynn was playing Vida Blue in left center. Here's Campaneris. And the Dodger bench spotted it, and they moved him. He's shading him towards right center. Ferguson is relatively shallow in right. 1-2. Half swing, strike 3. So Sutton is on a strikeout tear now. He has 5 strikeouts in 2 2/3 innings. When you look at his strikeout totals and average for the year, they are very misleading. So they'll come up with the fact that his strikeouts are about 5 a game. But you have to remember, he made 14 starts without picking up a win. And you subtract those games, and he's capable of striking out a lot more. Here is Bert Campaneris, struck out in the 1st inning.
Look at that gap out in right center for Campaneris. Big hole in right center.
And Say, meanwhile, playing up as is Garvey. There's Campy will bunt to either side. 1-0. Foul back. Campaneris had the most successful year in his career with his batting average. He hit .290. That would be the highest in 10 years. One and 1. Ball 2. Just as with Davy Lopes, the idea is to keep him off base paths or he'll run you crazy. Another thing about Sutton that the Dodgers will be watching is to keep him squared onto the plate. 2-1 pitch. Ball 3. In other words, of all the Dodger pitchers, they want Sutton to be perfectly square and looking in at the catcher. Anytime he gets off angle, he will throw against his body, become ineffective, and he's in a lot of trouble. So they have to square him up all the time. He has a tendency to drift. Line drive down the left field line, base hit. Over to get it at Buckner. Campy on his way for 2. He's in there easily. The throw will come into Russell. Behind to Campaneris, Sutton challenged him. He's a high fastball hitter, and it looked like he got a pitch up that he drilled. What? Wham.
He is a good, quick starter. As you can see, he knows how to cut the bases, cut down that distance.
So Campaneris, a line drive double to left. Bill North will be the batter. North struck out in the 1st inning. They have to bring Say up. He's a threat to dump or drag. Strike. Dodgers 1, Oakland nothing. Top of the third, 2 out. Campaneris at second. Bill North trying to pick him up.
Then the scouting report the A's had on Don Sutton was he will not throw too many fastballs for strikes. He appears to be throwing more for strikes today.
Strike one pitch is a high chopper hit slowly to Russell. He has to hurry to get North. Got him. Good play by Russell. No runs, a hit, a man left at second at the end of 2.5, 1-0 Dodgers.
One of them is George Blanda. He'll always be grateful to Dodge for making the club cab. So the things he sets great store by have room to ride in style.
The man who'd rather drive a truck than a car.
He finds comfort in the electronic ignition that helps him get surer starts. He feels good about Dodge's four-wheel drive because not all the roads he travels are this smooth. And it doesn't bother George Blanda one bit that his Dodge pickup looks so good.
The man who'd rather drive a truck than a car.
So here's Jimmy. Gee, thanks, Mr. Blanda.
The man who'd rather drive a truck than a car would rather drive a Dodge.
I have a birthday present for you, my love.
Oh, goody.
It's outside.
Oh, another car. How nice. Now we have a set.
No, this is our same car. Your present's in the back.
Oh. Oh, thank you, Bumpkins. It's a Sony.
Our unique one-gun, one-lens system is yet to be equaled. That's why when there's a TV in the back seat, usually it's a Sony.
Let's watch The Billionaire.
We'll take a look at the pressure on Bill Russell, and what helped him was that bounce. He caught it at the belt. Any lower bounce than that, he never gets north. Right, shortstop, Tony?
Right. You know, Ben, that little bit of a sore elbow he's had may be a blessing in disguise because I think he is learning to get rid of the ball more quickly.
Here's Bill Buckner now. He'll start it off with Jimmy Wynn and Steve Garvey to follow. Ball 1. North put tremendous pressure on any infield. He has been timed going down to first at 3.9, and that's outstanding. Buckner struck out in the first inning. That's news. Half swing foul. It got him on the foot. It's a point we like to bring up during the regular season. When a big league hitter hits a ball down on his foot after a good swing, he always hits the ball down on his front foot. You can see Buckner, since he was tied up on that pitch, he hurt his left leg and foot. But the big league hitter with the quick bat, he always beats his front foot to death. 1-1. Slow curve, hit to straightaway center. North is there. Wow, playing that sideways.
He really did, didn't he?
Sun glaring directly in his eyes, and he has become a very good outfielder. Another mistake, I think, in a scouting report saying he is not. He played it looking away from the sun. That's important, I think, with this high park, Vinny, that you do not put those glasses down too soon before the ball gets over the top of the stands.
The only thing that surprised me was he did not use his glove as a shade, and that's really doing it the hard way. Fouled away. Jimmy Wynn. So Buckner flies to center. Jimmy Wynn walked in the first inning, so he's not been up officially.
A lot of people wonder where he gets his power. Watch how far back the bat is set, and he swings on through and builds up velocity.
On the corner, strike 2. Even the Dodgers, although they had seen him, and that's Garvey on deck, absolutely marveled at the velocity of Wynn's swing. The bat is a blur. 1-2. I mean, you can't be 5'9" and 170 and hit as many as far as he does without some kind of magic. And it's the velocity. 1-2.
Then it'll be interesting to see as the series progresses whether or not these Dodger hitters will move up on the plate because they are being pitched outside consistently, and they will continue to be pitched that way until they show they can hit the outside pitch.
And as we mentioned yesterday, they still kept trying to pull all day. Fouled away. Basically, young hitters, most of them in the draft of 1968. They've only been in the big leagues a couple of years. You know, the last time the Dodgers played in a World Series, Buckner was 9, for instance. You know, they're a lot of kids. 2-2. Fouled away. That sounded like it got a little kunkel, too. Sounded like it hit a bass drum. We'll take a look.
There you see what Ben talked about a while ago, that American League umpire directly over the head of the catcher. He got jolted pretty good. Look at the swing and the follow-through by Jimmy Wynn. He had what might have been the closest pitch he's had in the series to pull.
Took a little tiny bit of Ray Fosse, and then Kunkel got it smack in the middle. 2-2. Ball 3.
He's already thrown over 50 pitches in this game. We're in just the third inning. I wonder how long he's going to hold his stuff.
I would say he's going to make 130, and from there on in, he's in borrowed time. Strike 3 called. Wynn couldn't believe it. So that's 4 strikeouts for Vida.
Steve Garvey, first base.
Sutton has 5 strikeouts. Blue 4. We might point out the black screen in center field. It's not a bad ballpark to hit in. It's not as if they're hitting out of a shirt sleeve crowd or anything like that. There's a pretty good hitter's backdrop. There it is, between the flagpoles. Oh, that's a big help. Here's Garvey, popped up in the first inning. Vida keeping that ball away, ball 1. Garvey, a defensive halfback at Michigan State. Breaking ball, pulled to the hole, backhanded by Campanera, sets for the throw, and it's too late, and Tennis unable to hold on to it anyway. But he had the play beaten.
I believe Campaneris thought he had more time, and he really did for Garvey. Look at him take his time now. He has a strong, usually accurate arm, but look at the stretch by Tennis, but he could not come up with it.
There's another shot of the same play from a different angle.
They played Garvey up the middle, so he had a long way to go into the hole on a very long throw.
And it goes as a base hit. So a 2-out infield single for Garvey brings up Joe Ferguson. He flied to Bill North in the second inning. Fergie 0 for 1. As he said, he made the throw of his life yesterday to get Bando. Breaking ball up, ball 1.
You fellas have done a lot more broadcasting than I have, but I have never seen such sensational replays as we had on that play at home plate and in the outfield.
Yeah, that's incredible. Ball 2.
Well, we have 9 cameras, 2 position in center field, and sometimes 4 of the cameras are isolated on certain players, and we could have 4 different ways to show you a playback.
My first World Series was 1953. I think they used a flashlight and a candle. 2-0. Check for a strike.
Oh, you had a big day. There's 3 cameras. Home plate, third and first.
That was it.
No slow-mo, no frozen frames. And it was a marvel in those days, wasn't it?
And how? 2-1 to count to Joe Ferguson. 2 out in the third inning. Garvey at first, not a base-stealing threat. 1-0 Dodgers in the third. Fouled away, 2-2.
Pitch right there typifies this Oakland A's staff. Even when they are behind in the count, they will try to keep the ball away, not giving Ferguson a good pitch to hit.
And to be honest, it typifies some of the younger Dodger hitters still trying to pull it. 2-2. Change, and he almost threw that thing to the backstop. Full count. So that means Garvey goes at first. 2 down, third inning, 1-0 Dodgers. Vida Blue and Don Sutton. They're not going to hold Garvey on. Tennis off the bag. High fly ball into right center field. Jackson is there. And Reggie puts it away. No runs ahead, a man left, and at the end of 3. The score, the Dodgers 1, the A's nothing.
Oh, hello. Yeah, I just talked to Commercial Credit about leasing those bulldozers.
Next time, I want to get in touch with the Commercial Credit factoring people.
Find out about getting bad debt insurance. Let's see Commercial Credit.
About that new machinery. Hawkins here suggests we get our loan from Commercial Credit.
For business loans, leasing, bad debt insurance, factoring, any money problem, you only have to remember one name: Commercial Credit.
It's time to play $1 Million Answer. Our champion, Chester Goodrich, his category, automobile tires. Chester knew who introduced the first tubeless tire, Goodrich. Who made the first American-made radial, Goodrich. He even knew who introduced the only steel radial that fixes most punctures in the tread up to a 1/4 inch in diameter. Who? Goodrich. Now for the really big money. What famous tire company has a blimp? Goodrich.
The fixer will make our name easier to remember.
When you buy a microwave oven, there are 2 important things to look for: cooking speed and owner protection.
I never thought about that.
A Mana's radar range microwave oven has 675 watts of cooking power, so it cooks much faster.
Hey, that's important.
And if anything goes wrong with your radar range oven in the first 5 years of normal household use, take it to your Amana servicer, and he'll replace any part free.
Now that's important.
Remember, if it doesn't say Amana, it's not a radar range.
Well, that's the way a commissioner should look in the shirt sleeves at a ball game, eating peanuts. The box of Commissioner Kuhn and his guests.
Let's take a look at the A's now. In the 4th inning with the Dodgers leading 1-0. Sal Bando, Reggie Jackson, and Joe Rudy. The Sliders starting them off, 0-1. Bando fouled out to Russell down the left field line. Sal 0 for 1. Breaking ball popped up on the left side. Russell back a Say, but Say calling. 1 down in the 4th, and Reggie Jackson coming up.
Reggie Jackson.
Sal looked a little upset with himself after that swing. He appeared to get a breaking ball that hung, something you don't see Sutton do too often.
I guess one of the more frustrating things for a hitter is to get your pitch and foul it off. Reggie Jackson flied to left field to Buckner in the 2nd inning. Great ball player. No other word for him. Ball 1. They're trying to pitch him up. Messersmith still got burned with a pitch up, and now Sutton got it too high. One and 0. Slider on the corner. 1-1. Don Sutton has struck out 5, allowed 1 hit, a solid double by Bert Campaneris. Jackson is 0 for 1, and the count 1-1.
Been interesting during the games against the Pirates for the National League Championship that they stopped the ball game and inspected Don Sutton's glove. Do they do that often to him?
It's the first time they have done it and stopped the game, but he has always been under suspicion, and they've done anything to try and psych him. Oh, foul off to the left out of play. Of course, I remember here in the ballpark, they went out one night and frisked Drysdale, made him take off his cap. The umpire ran fingers through his hair, and he finally decided he was all right. But Drysdale wore a copper bracelet on his wrist, as some people do to combat arthritis, and they made him take it off.
No jury trial, huh?
No. There are a lot of people in Southern California who thought the umpire was guilty. 1-2. Foul off to the left. Yeager, bad leg, will not get there, but he won't have a play anyway.
He is hurting, as is obvious by the way he's limping back to his position. The tough man for this ball club to lose the way he plays defensively.
For the orthopedic surgeons looking in, Yeager was fully examined, although there is slight fluid on that left knee. They did not feel he could hurt himself by playing on it, unless, of course, he suffered another injury. But you see him rubbing the inside of the left knee. It's going to hurt. And, of course, the worst injury for all for a catcher, his knee. 1-2 to Reggie Jackson. 2-2. On deck, Joe Rudy. 1 out, 4th inning, 1-0 Dodgers. 2-2 to Reggie. Missed again with that breaking ball down around his left foot.
See if he'll challenge him with a fastball or go to that slider.
Yeah, I've got to believe he's going to throw a breaking ball, but we'll see. Three and two. Oh, he changed and turned it over, ball 4. So 1 out walk to Jackson.
Rudy.
And the batter, Joe Rudy, who struck out in the 2nd inning. For Don Sutton, that would be his 2nd walk. The A's have gotten 2 men to second base. Tennis, who walked and was wild pitched to second, and Campaneris, who had the 2-out double in the 3rd. And here's Joe. Jackson has a bad leg, but I know they love to play hit and run with Rudy under normal conditions. Closed stance. And rather unorthodox. Fouled away. We had a record breaker yesterday, 55,974. Temperature in the 70s yesterday. It's gone up into the mid-80s, they tell me today.
Rudy will change in that box, Ben, during the game. Sometimes he'll move up, he'll go back, closer to the plate. He could change nearly every time at bat. Depends how they're working him.
Here's that closed stance. Jackson at first, held on by Garvey. Doubtful he would run. Hard to believe he could feel that frisky with the bad leg.
Once it in.
High, throw down. Now there's an interesting play. Steve Garvey did something a first baseman should not do. He tried to make the tag. Watch, he'll start his arc trying to make his tag in foul territory. Watch the glove now. Watch it go around that way. You can't get a man starting the tag into foul territory. And he's been trying to overcome that flaw and had it pretty well down, but every now and then you revert.
In yesterday's ball game, there were 3 occasions where there were tags he might have made. The umpire saw it closer than we did, but he missed a few.
Again, he's a converted ball player learning a position, and he's done remarkably well. 1-1 to Joe Rudy. That's Reggie Jackson at first. 1 out in the 4th, 1-0 Dodgers. Fastball inside. Don Sutton trying to keep it going. Keep it going in this instance. He has an 11-game winning streak. He's won 15 out of 16. The Dodgers lead 1-0 in the 4th with 1 out. They're still tying up Reggie. There's the dancer, Mr. Ray Bolger. Once in love with Amy. 2-1. They're still after Reggie. I don't know whether that's going to have any wear and tear on the bad leg or not. He's got a very little lead. High fly ball into shallow left. Buckner in, and he'll call. 1 or 2 hands, Bill. 2. Two down. And Gene Tennis, the ball come up. Tennis good fastball hitter. Jackson at first. 1-0 Dodgers in the fourth.
I gave him that fastball yesterday, and he hit it in the left field.
The only time they want to pitch to his strength, if they have to, is when they're behind on the count. Otherwise, they don't want any part of it. Off speed. 0-1. Yeager, like every catcher, has pickoff signs to all of his infielders. They're all different. Strike two. Yeager also, even though he gives his pickoff sign, in this instance to Garvey, he cannot and will not attempt a pickoff unless the infielder has answered him with a return sign that he has gotten it. And he has a different sign for Garvey. He has two signs for Lopes and Russell, and he has another sign for Say.
There's sometimes when an infielder will sneak up unobserved on that runner when he sees he might be a little bit in the other direction, and then he'll pick off without a sign.
Foul ball down the line. It was in on the hands. Tennis couldn't do much more than pull it foul. So he's in a hole now, 0-2. Two down, top of the fourth. Dodgers 1, Oakland 0. Reggie Jackson, if he had sound wheels, would certainly be a threat to go. He stole 25 out of 30, but not under the present circumstances. 0-2. Breaking ball, a hard slider popped up. Say and Russell, and it's Say. No runs, no hits, a man left at the end of 3.5. Dodgers 1, Oakland 0.
Are you looking for some fun? It's family fun for everyone. Line 'em up, shoot 'em down. The slick shooter comes to town. Now you can turn your home into a Fanny arcade.
Slick Shooter, one of Mattel's exciting new action machines that bring back good old-fashioned family fun. Slick Shooter.
Why do so many travelers take the American Express card on vacation?
I'm here in Miami on my honeymoon, and I charge my whole honeymoon on my American Express card.
I use my American Express card to charge a luau.
My American Express card lets me be me. I traveled all over Europe for 3 weeks and had a delightful time.
I was even able to use my American Express card in Russia.
Now, I wouldn't be without my American Express card for anything in the world.
Call 800-528-8000 to apply for an American Express card.
Now comes Miller time. The longest 6 seconds of your life just turned out to be the quickest quarter mile of the day. So head for the best tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life, America's quality beer since 1855.
If you've got the time, if you've got the time, we've got the beer.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Dodgers 1, Oakland 0. Oakland no runs, 1 hit. They've left 3. The Dodgers 1 run, 3 hits. They've left 4. And it'll be Say, Russell, and Yeager. Chopper to short. Campaneris fielding the high hopper and got him. Good play by Campy.
He has a strong throwing arm for a little man. Plenty on the ball.
He did wait on the ball, to use the baseball expression, ungrammatical as it might be. But if he had charged that, it could easily have tied him up or gone over his head. And as you said, with the strong arm, he can afford to play the waiting game. Russell fisted one on a 3-2 pitch and blooped it to right field to set up a run. Ball 1. That's when Say went to third on the pop fly single. 1-0 Dodgers, bottom of the fourth, 1 out. Vida Blue and Don Sutton. Fastball hit to right field. Fading on the ball is Reggie. 2 down. Dark talking to Wes Stott.
Yeager.
And here comes Steve Yeager. Yeager has the key hit of the game to drive in the only run in the second inning. This is what it looked like. Up the middle, Campy couldn't flag it. North had to come over and say scored. And that's all. It's 1-0 Dodgers, 2 out in the fourth. Curveball missed. Ball 1. Ernest Borgnine taken in the ball game. 1-1.
Old Navy man. Did a fishing show with him, a delightful fellow.
1-1 to Yeager. Pulled on the ground to Bando. Backs up, sets, and nails him on that bad leg. Not too much of an effort. They're gone in the 4th. And at the end of 4, 1-0 Dodgers.
Yes, I'd like a butane lighter, please.
Which one?
Oh, they're all about the same.
I wish you hadn't said that.
Cricket lighter is really quite a light. It'll last for months and still burn bright with thousands of sure fire lights and a flame that adjusts to different heights.
That's no ordinary cricket.
Well, cricket's no ordinary lighter.
Catch a cricket for $1.49 by Gillette.
Dick Tracy, Wethead. Dick Tracy, the dry look. Clark Kent, Wethead. Clark Kent, the dry look. Shazam, Wethead. Shazam, the dry look.
The dry look makes a good guy look even better. And only Gillette has the adjustable valve to spray as light and dry as you like. So come on, hero. Get rid of that wet look. Get the dry look from Gillette. Aerosol, and now a liquid too.
And now a message furnished by Major League Baseball. For the first time, this year's official World Series program is being offered by mail to fans and collectors for $2.50. This spectacular full-color book contains many feature articles and photographs, including the Hank Aaron story, the history of the World Series, and features stories and photographs of all the players of the 4 divisional winners. Of special interest will be color pictures of both the National and American League All-Star teams. Each picture, 8.5 by 11, suitable for framing, and we suggest you act now. Send a check or money order for $250 to Major League Baseball, Post Office Box 666, San Francisco, California, 94101, the zip code.
Lots of speculation Hank Aaron might wind up in Milwaukee as a designated batter next year.
Wouldn't that be something? Go back to the scene of so many of his triumphs. Here's Ray Fosse. He'll be followed by Dick Green and Vida Blue. Sutton to work. Missed ball 1. Dodger run in the 2nd inning. A walk to Say, a blue single to right, and a base hit up the middle by Yeager. Oakland with 1 hit, a line drive double to left by Bert Campaneris. Over, 1-1. Don Sutton has struck out 5. He has walked 2. 1-1. Breaking ball grounded to 3rd. Boy, he had a fight, it did Say, but his throw is on the money. Boy, a third baseman backing up here, you don't know what's going to happen. Watch Say stay with it.
It is not the suggested way to go after a ground ball. To give ground, he caught that right off the little finger of his glove. But on this fast infield and with the ball the way it bounds once it comes off that grass, you've got to stay with it. Knock it down. You have the time to do it at third base, especially with a catcher running.
What was so difficult for a young Dodger infield 2 years ago, most of them were converted from other positions, and wouldn't you know they had a sinker ball staff. And those ground balls just ate them up. Here's Dick Green. Popped it foul, back of the plate, out of play. Yeager coming back, but it's in the seats.
What happened to all the Dodgers switch hitters they used to have then? They always led the majors in switch hitters, especially infielders.
Boy, that sure brought back memories when we saw Wills. I guess they're tough to come by. I remember asking Jim Gilliam, what's the toughest thing for a switch hitter to do? And Gilliam said not to get hit by the pitch, because you get into such a habit and then you have to go against it. 1-1. Green popped up in the 3rd inning. On deck, Vida Blue. One ball, 1 strike. Yeager really in on the hitter. And he came to him. Ball 2. You see Steve move inside on him?
The time if a hitter can glance back, when that target is set up inside, you know it's not going to be a curveball. got to be the fastball.
2 balls, 1 strike. Big chopper foul. Boy, a big crowd looking on. They drew over 2.6 million in the regular season. They had crowds of 55,000 and 54,000 and change. Then they played yesterday, and at 55,974.
That was the biggest crowd in the history of Dodger Stadium.
A remarkable attendance for a beautiful ballpark built with private capital. No municipal bonds. This came out of pocket. Fouled away.
I think the first private capital stadium since Yankee Stadium, Jake Rupert.
I remember when they built the ballpark, I saw the estimate for the landscaping, and the bill was $1.8 million. That's a lot for grass and flowers. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Little nubber foul. Roll it down to Bobby Winkle.
Wonder what it would be nowadays.
I shudder to think.
Gardeners have gone up.
2-2. 1 away in the 5th inning, 1-0 Dodgers. The only run came back in the 2nd inning. Blue might have got tired standing in the on-deck circle, but actually they just called him over to talk to him for a second. Breaking ball just missed. There's the chairman of the board, Mr. Walter Francis O'Malley, who just celebrated his 71st birthday the other day. When the Dodgers played Pittsburgh, everybody said the final score would be 7-1 in honor of his birthday. At one time it was, but the final was 12-1.
That's still a nice birthday present, clinching a pennant.
Got him. So John Sutton has picked up his 6th strikeout. And he's doing it primarily with breaking balls. And here's Vida Blue. We were talking before about switch hitters playing for the Dodgers. Parker, Lefebvre, Wills, and Gilliam. Wills is here. Gilliam is here. Parker and Lefebvre have been in Japan. Strike. 0-1 to Vida. He struck out in the 3rd inning. There's Yeager, wigwagging some signs out. 1-1. Talking before about a catcher giving signs with his fingers, sometimes just touching his body. In fact, there are catchers who have given signs to pitchers using the mitt, just by where you grab the mitt, top, side, or heel. 1-1. Ball 2.
There are times when a pitcher will call his own game. At times they suspected that Yogi Berra's signs were being stolen, so Whitey would call his own game right from the mound.
There's so much going on back there besides that finger. If you notice the way Yeager gave the sign, the index finger was pointed to his left thigh. And, of course, it was pretty easy to figure that out. It was a fastball in, and that's exactly what Blue got. And he came up empty, and the count was 2-2.
1 fastball, 2 curve, 3 slider, a wiggle, or 4 the changeup.
3-2. So with 2 out now, Sutton goes 3-2 on Vida Blue. And it's warm out here. Temperature in the 80s. He's coming into him. Strike 3 called. Oh, that's 7 strikeouts. And at the end of 4.5, Dodgers 1, Oakland nothing.
This is Nancy Dickerson with a report on a new Chrysler Corporation warranty that offers an unusual promise to buyers of new 1975 Dodge, Chrysler, and Plymouth passenger cars. It covers 12 full months of normal driving with unlimited mileage. No matter how far you drive, you're protected. Every part Chrysler supplies is included, except tires, which are covered by their own manufacturer. If a part proves defective, any Chrysler Motors Corporation dealer will fix it free. No charge for parts, no charge for labor. All you have to take care of is normal maintenance, such as changing filters and wiper blades. Chrysler feels today more than ever that buyers want something extra. This strong and simple warranty is part of a new owner care program. It's going to take better care of the people who buy Chrysler Corporation cars.
Well, we've got 4.5 innings in the books, and actually no surprises. It's a pitching duel. Don Sutton and Vida Blue. Sutton leading 1-0 thanks to a base hit by a gimpy-legged catcher. No surprises at your end either, right, Kurt?
Right, Ben. And look at Mr. Kubek. Say something. And oh, no mic.
Tell how much you guys are letting me talk.
Well, let's go to the bottom of the 5th inning. A more familiar voice to all you folks at NBC, the voice of Kurt Gowdy.
Thank you, Ben Scully. Don Sutton getting a hand from the hometown Dodger fans. Continuing in the World Series where he left off in the latter part of the regular season and the playoffs. He struck out his first time. Vida Blue had his best inning in the 4th. Put him down 1-2-3, and he's in with a strike. Blue has struck out 4. Ground ball to the right side. Easy play for Dick Green, 1 down. That's 5 in a row now Blue has set down. Top of the order we go, and Dave Lopes is grounded out and struck out. Not much action in this game so far. Been very quiet. The Dodgers have 1 run, 3 hits. The A's, no runs, 1 hit. Blue has walked 2.
With Raleigh Fingers having gone as many innings as he did yesterday, it could change the pitching plans of Alvin Dark and also what might happen in a pinch hitting situation to Vida Blue.
1-0 to Dave Lopes in Providence, Rhode Island. The Red Sox were his favorite team as a youngster. So he's out in Los Angeles. He pops it up to the right side. Tennis looking up in the sun. Ooh, he had troubles on that one. 2 down.
That almost took Tennis right down to his knees. I'm surprised that he did not give way to Dick Green, who was looking away from the sun. But he battled it all by himself. And there you see, Ben, as you mentioned before, North did not shade his eyes with the glove. Tennis did use that added advantage.
It's a high sky today, not a cloud in the sky. A glaring bright sun here at Dodger Stadium. Temperature in the 80s. 2 down. Nobody on. The Dodgers batting in the last of the 5th. They're leading 1-0. There's a line drive right at Joe Rudy. And another 1-2-3 inning. For Blue, at the end of 5, it is 1-0 Los Angeles.
Come on, baby, and don't quit on us. I knew we shouldn't have bought this boat. Hey, she's running! You did it! You didn't do it. Oh, maybe it was flooded. Flooded? Yeah, well, if you think you can do any better, play, go on. Yeah, I guess. Go on at it. Let's see, we'll grab this wire. Right. What? Hey, come on, hand me a wrench.
When you only go around once, you learn to reach for the gusto in life. In everything. Even your beer. That's why they're Schlitz. Why settle for less?
We pause now for station identification.
Millions in missing jewelry and murder. A mystery for McCloud tonight.
A Salvador Dali picture, a sweep of the series. For the Oakland A's, it's Raleigh Fingers with a broom.
Fingers said before the ball game he could go an inning or so if he could get loose in the bullpen.
Now we're in the 6th inning, and it's the top of the Oakland batting order. Campaneris, North, and Bando. Don Sutton missing with a breaking pitch. Sutton has 7 strikeouts, and he's facing the man that has the only hit off him. Campaneris doubled down the left field line in the 3rd inning. A ball, 2-0. 2 walks by Sutton. Sutton now is throwing more pitches in the game than Blue. He's delivered 83 pitches, Blue 74.
You might notice that Sutton is now beginning to take more time between pitches to try and get refreshed.
That ball is slapped foul just outside the bag at 3rd. 2 balls and a strike to Bert Campaneris. Buzzy Bavasi, former general manager of the Dodgers, now the general manager of the San Diego team. They drew over $1 million this year.
The president.
He's the president. Huh? His son's the general manager.
That's right.
The 2-1 pitch is fouled out of play. Here in Los Angeles, Walter O'Malley now is chairman of the board, and his son Peter is the president of the Los Angeles Dodgers. I guess both sons were brought up the right way, too, Vin. They put them down in the low minor leagues and made them learn the business.
Yeah, they started low in the minors, worked their way up.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, nobody out. Oh, he had something on that when the record is 8 strikeouts.
Then is there some telltale sign that you can think of that might indicate Sutton is tiring? Does he drop his arm down? Does he stand straighter up?
I think the biggest thing would be he would overstride and try to force himself, to get the ball over. I don't think he's tired yet, but I did mention earlier it's hot, and he would much rather pitch in cool weather.
Bill North up, 1 out, nobody on. The Dodgers ahead 1-0. Say in tight at 3rd. And North crowded on that pitch, gets around. He's out. He's having trouble with Dodger pitching. He hasn't had the ball out of the infield. 2 down, nobody on, and Bando has fouled out and popped up. Final
it's amazing.
Pardon me, go ahead.
I was just going to say what goes through people's minds. You think about Sutton trying to conserve energy, yet he came up to hit in the 5th inning and hit the first ball. That got him out of the way, but then the next 2 come up and hit the first ball, so he didn't get any rest at all.
Sal Bando batting number 3 in the A's order. Waller Matthau. He's a great baseball fan. Charlie Berry. What'd you do with the money? 1 ball, no strikes. One hit is all the A's have had. They haven't had a lot of hits in the last month of the year and in the playoffs, but they've made them count.
You find when you're the world's champions once, let alone twice in a row, everybody saves their best pitcher. As we look at Jackson.
2 balls, no strikes to Bando. Now it's 2-1. Earlier on NBC, you saw the Washington Redskins beat the world champion Miami Dolphins 20-17. Miami's lost 2 games already this year. 2-1 pitch. There's the drive out to left fielder Bill Buckner, right there for it. He's got it. 3 up, 3 down. And at the end of 5.5, it's still the Dodgers 1 and the A's nothing.
Welcome. This is Goodrich, not Goodyear. Some folks get confused. But Goodrich made the first tubeless tire in America. Goodrich made the first American radio. And now Goodrich makes the Fixer. The only steel-belted radial that fixes most punctures in the tread up to 1/4 inch in diameter.
Pardon. Perhaps now we could see the famous blimp?
The Fixer will make our name easier to remember.
These TV chief engineers rate RCA XL100 solid-state color TVs.
We as professional broadcasters know that solid-state equipment is reliable. The XL100 solid-state television set reflects that reliability.
More TV chief engineers on RCA than any other color TV.
We use the solid-state XL100 at the station for great reliability, bright picture, and low maintenance.
RCA XL100. Don't settle for less.
We move on to Oakland Tuesday night, starting at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, with a baseball world of Joe Garagiola, and then the Oakland A's and Dodgers will pick up for Game 3. Catfish Hunter going for Oakland. Al Downing, the left-hander for the Dodgers. Tuesday night from the Oakland Coliseum. Vida Blue now faces Jim Wynn, Steve Garvey.
That's Vincent Price. Among other things, he has a great recipe book. He's quite a gourmet.
No blood today. Walked and struck out. Wynn looked at that fastball in the corner for a strike. Blues allowed 3 hits. He's put down 7 in a row and is fouled out of play. 0-2. Cincinnati Bengals beat Cleveland 34-24. They've lost only 1 game this year. Buffalo down Baltimore 27-14. They're now 4 wins and 1 loss. And so are the Eagles, who defeated the Giants 35-7. Wynn is gone, and Blue now is getting better as the ball game moves along.
He is not only throwing strikes, he is starting to spot the ball. You could see the target given by Ray Fosse on the last pitch to come in, and he came in with it.
5 strikeouts for Vida Blue in Mansfield, Louisiana.
He will throw during the course of a ball game 90% strikes, or rather fastballs. Jackson getting the glasses in right now.
What a year it's, pardon me, Tony, what a year it's been for Steve Garvey. Now it's Jackson's shoelace needs fixing.
He also lost his glove as he started running out to right field, and the fans got at him a little.
And there goes that Frisbee. Oh, time will be out again. That's the second Frisbee in this series.
And we'll get a chance to see Reggie Jackson, and if he can throw a Frisbee as far as he can throw a baseball.
I'll never forget that dog out here. That's the most incredible sight I've ever seen. Garvey, a right-in, became the first baseman in the All-Star game, voted the most valuable player of the All-Star game. He is grounded out and single. He sends a bounder up the middle. Campaneris over with it and safe for Garvey at first. Quite a play by Campaneris, as you saw, going away with a off-balance throw.
Good idea of how much range Campy has. That high bounder over the pitcher's head. Garvey's been working him out there. He hit a ball to his right one time, this time to his left. Garvey sprays the ball around, difficult to play, and I think as we look at the acrobatic Campaneris who just missed, we've got an injury down in the field. The stretch, Tennis may have hurt himself.
I was amazed how much Campaneris got on the throw with both feet off the ground. Usually they have to just lob the ball over. And we'll see Tennis make a split.
I'll never forget in the All-Star game in Houston, Tony and Ben, when Harmon Killebrew made that kind of a stretch, and he missed 2 months afterwards, and he pulled a muscle doing a split. Garvey's now the leading hitter in this series. He had 2 hits yesterday and 2 hits today. Now, Emmett Ashford, working from the commissioner's office, first black umpire in baseball. He has a lot of fun wherever he is. We had him on this year, one of the Monday night games. He was delightful. All right, Garvey at first, 1 out. The Dodgers ahead, 1-0. Ferguson's flying out twice. Once to center and once to right. And Blue threw him a high change. 1 ball, no strikes to Ferguson. Ron Say is on deck.
Sometimes when you have a hitter who takes a lot of pitches, and Ferguson does that, sometimes you put the hit and run on just to make him swing.
They just moved Jackson over in the right center. Blues behind him, 2-0. Jackson was over toward the right field line, and Alvin Dark got his attention and said, get over there in right center. There's the rest of the setup. They're playing Ferguson to pull.
Dixie Walker, the Dodger hitting coach, has been trying to get Ferguson to go the other way all year, but it's a difficult art to master.
He hasn't pulled in this game, but they're still playing the pull, the left field. Strike on the inside corner. 2-1.
Well, he's making some great pitches.
He really is.
Oh, he made some beauties to strike out Wynn, and that was a World Series pitch then, 2-0.
He had Wynn on the outside corner. That one took the inside corner. 2 balls and a strike. There's a flash. Boy, that ball's hit. Way back, gone!
Few pitches that Ferguson, as we watch on the replay, North going back, the glasses down immediately, back to the track. The pitch was high and tight. No chance for a play for Billy. Here he is from another angle. You can see the glare of the sun off his glasses, something these Oakland A's players have battled the last couple of days.
That ball was high over the plate. Ferguson's pitch that he wanted, and he blasted it to deep straightaway center. The Dodgers lead 3-0.
You know, it shows you just how good the hitters are and how great the pitchers have to be. There's Johnny Odom loosening up. If he made a perfect pitch to Ferguson the pitch before, and then came back and just got it up a little bit, and it meant a couple of runs and a couple of frisbees.
So with 1 out, nobody on, 2 runs in. The Dodgers with a 3-run lead send up Ron Say. Now they're starting to throw everything out in the field, and this is going to drag down the World Series.
Kurt, there must have been some indication by Vida Blue on the bench before he came out for this inning that he was tiring, because Odom had started as Vida hit that pitcher's rubber for the start of this inning. And we'll have to see if Odom does come in, how effective he will be. He was engaged in that fight with Raleigh Fingers, a badly sprained ankle.
Jackson's been busy out there retrieving objects, and he has it any other time. 1 out, nobody on. Ron Slay, the batter. Ripped after that first pitch. Bill Russell's on deck.
Blue, by the way, gave up 17 home runs during the year, but he worked a lot of innings after scaring everybody to death with the chest pains.
That was early in the year. Foul ball. I think he'd had 4 starts, and they took him to the hospital for observation with a suspicion of a heart attack. Luckily for Blue and the A's, no. No balls, 2 strikes to Ron Say. 1 down, nobody on. He powdered that one.
So give you an idea of how Blue can spot the ball when he is ahead of the hitter. 2 strikes, no balls. You wanted to move him back off the plate. He did just that to Say.
Another fastball. Say late on it. Quite a story of Ron and his wife. Successful marriage, and she works for the Florence Crittenden home here, I think, in Los Angeles. He pops it up. Dennis puts it away, 2 down. Works with underprivileged girls, and
Bill Russell.
they have 2 careers. Russell has singled and flied out. 3-0. Dodgers ahead, last of the 6th inning. Russell sends a fly ball out to Joe Rudy. Rudy has it, but the Dodgers came up with 2 runs, 2 hits. They lead now at the end of 6, 3-0.
Commercials? Well, I believe in believing in something I'm selling, and I believe in Dodge Darts. I own a Dart, a sport convertible exactly like this one. It's got a rear seat that folds down and a sunroof that opens up if I want to work on my tan. So next time you see me selling Dodge Darts, remember, you're listening to a guy who knows what he's talking about.
I'd like to show you the Xerox portable copier. Funny, it was here a minute ago. Of course, somebody probably rolled it over to accounting or down to legal. That's what's so great about the 3100 portable copier. Anyone can make copies from light originals or bulky bound volumes or photographs. Let me show you. Well, you can count on it for making copies, if not commercials.
If we have the 7th game of the World Series next Sunday, it'll be a football-baseball doubleheader beginning 1 o'clock with NFL football. You'll see either Baltimore against the Jets, Cleveland against Pittsburgh, New England and Buffalo, followed by World Series Game 7 with the baseball world of Joe Garagiola. If the World Series is over, at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, it'll be Baltimore and the Jets, Cleveland and Pittsburgh, New England and Buffalo. At 4 o'clock, San Diego against Denver, Kansas City against Miami, Cincinnati versus Oakland. Check your local listings for the NFL games in your area. 7th inning, Reggie Jackson, Joe Rudy, Gene Tennis up. The A's have been checked on just 1 hit. Campaneris' double in the 3rd. Don Sutton has struck out 8. He's allowed now just 1 run in his last 3 games. That was a home run by Willie Stargell in the playoffs. In the clincher, Sutton shut out the Pirates, came back to give him just 1 run. He's now allowed 1 run in his last 30 innings. That's how brilliantly he's been pitching. Jackson with a count 1-1. Jackson's flying to left and walk. Don Sutton right now at the top of his game. Jackson played to pull to right. Although he's been hitting the ball to left field in this series. Joe Rudy will be up next. The A's were out hit yesterday, but 1. They've been out hit today, and they're behind. Most of the A's picked this to be a 7-game World Series.
I think it's the most evenly matched series in quite a while.
Jackson, a line shot in the center for a base hit to lead off the 7th. Yeah, they're really well-balanced clubs, Ben. They have some speed, they have some power, they have good pitching. Well-balanced team. Well, that's why they're the National League and American League champs. That's why
I might add another thing about Sutton. He's completed 10 out of 40 this year. But again, if you throw out that 2-month period, his ratio of starts and complete, exceptionally good. But you can bet with Marshall in the bullpen, they're going to watch him very carefully.
Joe Rudy has struck out and flied to left. Jackson at first, nobody out. And we're getting some stirring around in the Dodger bullpen. That's a strike to Rudy.
Mike Marshall with a blue jacket on, towel over his shoulder. Was he unbuttoning?
They had just taken the tarp off the warm-up mound.
And we have action in the Oakland bullpen.
Glenn Abbott is 1 of 2 down there.
Double play ball to short. 1. Over they go. Just missed it. Ball was hit slowly to shortstop.
Reggie running pretty well. He came in hard on Davy Lopes. Russell taking a lot of time, waiting back for the big hop. Look at Reggie go after Lopes, who took a lot of time on the pivot. Here's Bill on our low center field camera. Sometimes you get that in-between hop on this infield where the ball bounds up, and Bill elected to wait and get the sure one at second base.
I think they were surprised that Jackson got down there as quickly as he did.
Gene Tennis has walked and fouled out. High and inside. Lopes must have been a high jumper in high school. There's Marshall warming up. Just in case. Dodgers ahead 3-0. A strike 1-1. They need this one badly. As we said at the start of the game, no team has ever lost the first 2 games of the series at home and then gone on to win a World Series. Fouls it back. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Kurt, you talked about, and Vinny also, about some of the things that the Oakland A's are well versed at. Their biggest asset to me is, and it was insisted upon by Dick Williams, their former manager, their present manager, Dart, fundamentals. They showed it yesterday with a sacrificing runners over. They can execute. They're good at hitting cutoff men.
I got to add a line, but I don't want to get in the way of the play.
That's back to the box. Lopes on over. There it is. Pitcher, the second to first for the double play. No runs, a hit, nobody left. At the end of 6 1/2, 3-0.
You see this name tag? Well, at McDonald's, it really means something. Service that's fast and friendly, and you can count on it. I signed it.
You can count on our smiles. You can count on our speed. You deserve a break today at McDonald's.
Service that's fast and friendly. You can count on it.
Hello, Chrysler. We've got your plug. Champion has been original equipment in Chrysler for over a decade. And Champion's got the right spark plug for just about every Chrysler engine ever made. Champion is the #1 selling spark plug all over the world. And Champion has the right spark plug for just about every car in the world. So if you drive a Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, or Imperial, remember, when you tune it up, we've got your plug.
Howdy, fans. Peter Puck here to lay some facts on you about hockey.
Yes, Peter Puck will be back with the NBC sports team when the NHL returns to NBC Sunday, January 5th.
We're going to the last of the 7th now. They've had the 7th inning stretch at Dodger Stadium. An all-time record again, 55,989. We're going to the last of the 7th now. They've had the 7th inning stretch at Dodger Stadium. An all-time record again, 55,989. For the game, Commissioner Kuhn giving the American Legion Championship Trophy to the Monte Carlo Post 146 of Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico. The American teams win anything anymore, Little League or American Legion?
You know, President Peter O'Malley of the Dodgers is seriously thinking of going to Taiwan to find out just what those little kids do over there to make them such good Little League ball players.
Foul ball.
Hey, Tony, I had to put a footnote to your remark about the story of the ghost of Dick Williams helping the A's. 2 Dodgers were reading it in the clubhouse. One of them dropped the paper and said, yeah, well, the ghost of Dick Williams didn't leave 12 men on base yesterday.
Steve Yeager singled in a run and grounded out. He looks at a curve outside. 1-1. We already had a trade made here in the World Series. Joe Torre goes from the Cardinals to the Mets for pitchers Ray Sadecki and Tommy Moore. Alvin Dark's team's behind, 3-0. Walter Alston's gloves ahead. Red Adams, the pitching coach. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fouled away.
Well, there's still a lot of life. There's Sutton, but there's still a lot of life in Vida Blues fastball. That thing was really running away on Yeager. He's still bringing it.
There's a ground ball up the middle. Yeager's on. The lead off the last of the 7th. Second hit for Yeager. Don Sutton will get a tremendous hand as guns up. Here he is. Listen to it. Standing ovation. Game winning streak coming into the series, 15 wins in his last 16 decisions, and so far he has a 2-hit shutout today. Sutton is struck out, grounded out, looking for the bunny, dumps it. Dinah Blue picks it up, throws to Dick Green, covering the third. But Sutton can't do anything wrong.
And it had to be a good bunt because Yeager, who's had that leg problem, as we mentioned to you, cannot run well, and Don had to get into a perfect position with 2 men charging at the corners.
Well, he'll get his jacket on and be ready to come out for the 8th.
I was just thinking it will take either an extra base hit or 2 hits to get Yeager home.
Yeager at second. If you just joined us, he hurt his knee yesterday. It's puffed up on him, his left knee. Top of the order now. Lopes is grounded out, struck out, popped up. He hasn't had the ball out of the infield. Sends that one down the right field line, twisting toward the seats, but wait a minute.
He can't see it.
Just missed it.
He had no idea where that ball was.
Reggie lost it in the sun, Ben.
And you know, Bill Buckner was saying how bad it can get here. Watch him. He's looking desperately. He has no idea where it is. Buckner said the other day he ran to the left field foul line on a fly ball that was hit to right. And he did that because he said the way the hitter swung, I just assumed he was pulling the ball.
Well, your ball players, the sun gives them trouble. They don't play many day games here.
That's right.
Reggie, if he put his glasses down too soon, which might have happened, lost it in the dark shadows of his stand.
Blue changed up on him and missed inside. A ball and a strike. Yeager with his back to you, number 7. He's at second base, 1 out.
You know, it's amazing, and this happens to a fastball pitcher, how they can make a very good fastball pitch and come right back and get hurt.
High and away, 2-1.
Remember, he made that great fastball pitch to Joe Ferguson, then came right back and gave up a home run. He made a great running fastball pitch to Yeager, came right back with one and gave up a base hit.
2 balls and a strike. On deck is Buckner. Dodgers 3. A's nothing. Last of the 7th. That's fouled away down the right field line. And the indication has told you that Blue is still throwing smoke. They're not getting around on him. They're not pulling him. They're late. Final football score, Oakland had a rally to beat San Diego 14-10. San Diego's losing, but playing everybody tough. Good coaching job there by Tommy Frodo. 2-2 pitch. 3-2 to Dave Lopes. Charlie Finley trying to win his 3rd world title in a row. That's his daughter, Kathy, former beauty queen of the University of Colorado. 3-2 delivery. There's a high drive, deep left center. North ranging pass, up with it. He's got it. The tag at second. And Yeager, with a bad knee, comes on to 3rd.
I'll tell you what, it's not that bad. I think he surprised a lot of people, including himself, and Lasorda shakes his hand. He got over there. You'd never think he hurt his knee.
Bill Buckner, the left fielder, up. Walter Alston, only 4 managers have ever won more pennants than Alston, and only 3 more world championships. And only 2 men, Connie Mack and John McGraw, managed one club longer than Alston. Walter's 21st year. Connie Mack had a little advantage on him. He owned the team.
Now let's keep our eye on that runner on 3rd base. Buckner will bunt on occasion.
And he hits a ground ball to Dick Green. Up with it. The Dodgers are gone in the 7th. No runs and a hit at the end of 7. 3-0 Los Angeles.
Over 15 million people are solving their shaving problems with the Gillette Track 2 razor.
The Track 2, I don't seem to have as much as a problem. For example, when I shave under here, it's gone. No problem.
I have real tender area under my chin here, and I never have to worry about nicking it when I'm using the Track 2.
I can shave against the grain and no problem. The first blade cuts off the whisker. The second blade cuts it off closer. I bought it. I like it.
The Gillette Track 2 shaving system, the closest thing to a perfect shave.
Enough is enough. America, take your pick. Rickles or Right Guard. This country's not big enough for both of us. You know, my act is making people sweat. But how can I make you sweat if you're always using Right Guard antiperspirant? Right Guard has a super dry anti-stain formula to help keep you dry. I'm trying to get you hot and bothered. Right Guard helps keep you cool. One of us has got to go. It's up to you. Rickles or Right Guard. You'd rather have Rickles. Wouldn't you?
We pause now for station identification.
Henry Fonda and Lucille Ball star in Yours, Mine, and Ours tomorrow night.
Alvin Dark's going to make his moves now in the 8th inning with his club 3 runs down. Jesus Alou is batting for Ray Fosse. Claudell Washington is on deck to bat for Dick Green. Alou always looks like he slept on a bad mattress and a hard pillow. Twisting, stretching, neck always looks like he has a crick in it.
There's a great line for a fidgety player. It's not mine. It says he is so fidgety he would make coffee nervous.
Well, that's Alou. Ball 1.
You should have claimed that line. That's pretty good.
Don't have the guts to.
A 1-0 pitch by Don Sutton. And him waving at the slow breaking delivery. Zahn and Rao warming up. I think they're just tuning up, keeping him trim. A 1-1 delivery. 2 balls and a strike. Sutton has struck out 8. He has walked 2.
Of the 3 Alou brothers, he is the most extroverted.
There was some story. What are the odds of 3 young men from one family all playing in the same outfield at the same time with the Giants? Incredible odds on that. Don Sutton, a disc jockey in the off season. Have you heard him then?
Yes, he's very glib. Very good.
Country and Western music, I think. Bad pitch. He goes for bad pitches. Lose out. 9 strikeouts for Don Sutton. Here's Claudell Washington, and here is a player of the future for the A's, just 20 years old, from Berkeley, California. A part-time scout. Saw him play in the Sandlots and signed him. Oh, wait a minute, they're switching.
Jim Holt.
Jim Holt comes out. Washington is stay on deck and bat for Vida Blue. Jim Holt. He came up as a pinch hitter yesterday. Ron Say talks to Sutton about him.
Reason for the change, had somebody gotten on base, Alou in that case, they would have put the speedy Washington up to hit to stay out of a double play. Now they can afford Holt. He does not run as well.
Dodgers are ahead 3-0. The A's have been held to 2 hits by Sutton. Ball 1 to Jim Holt. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Fouled out yesterday as a pinch hitter. And they play him to left field. Shadows now. There's Washington on deck. Shadows starting to creep out over home plate. few more minutes, the batter will be in the shadows, and the ball will be coming out of the bright sunshine at him, which makes it even rougher. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out, nobody on for the A's. 3-0 to him. He's up now.
Thing to watch, that pitcher starts throwing high, the back not bent, the legs not bent. There's Bobby Winkles. And also they might start dropping that arm down. The shoulder gets tired and they come a little more 3/4 or sidearm.
Holt taking 3-1.
One of the things Sutton does when he starts to tire, besides having the pitch come up, he recoils. You know how you crack a whip? Instead of the right arm coming through, it starts to come and then he jerks it back.
3-1 pitch to Holt. Strike 2. It's in there for him. 3-2. Pop foul over by the Dodger dugout and out of play. Blue Moon Odom is loosening up in the A's bullpen.
Along with him, Darrell Knowles.
Show you the World Series pressure. You know what Darrell Knowles was doing before the ball game? Sitting in the dugout. Was he watching the Dodgers take batting practice? He was working a crossword puzzle.
Remember, he was in all 7 ball games for these A's last year, so he has felt the pressure.
Holt just got a piece of that one. 3-2 to pinch hitter Jim Holt. 8th inning.
We'll show you Don Sutton in slow motion, and you can see for yourself. Maybe you can pick up something to indicate whether he is tiring or not. There is a little longer stride, it appeared, Ben, as you indicated earlier, with that front foot out there reaching a little further.
A little bit.
Now his 3-2 pitch. And that's foul back. Holt hangs in there on him. This will be the 16th World Series game in a row that an Oakland starter has not finished.
Steve Yeager wears glasses, and he'll have to towel them off. You know, he is a bubble-gum chewer. And Davy Lopes, Steve Yeager, quite a few of the fellas like to chew bubble gum. And I asked Yeager one time, did you ever blow a bubble while wearing the mask? And in the minor leagues, he did. Blew the bubble burst all over his mask. Time had to be called, and he stopped chewing it after that.
Take a look at that last foul hitting off the heel of the glove and then the mask. An important tip for kids, don't turn your head.
And another pop foul back out of play. Sutton's coming in with good pitches. Holt plays the spoiler. 1 out, nobody on. The A's batting in the 8th inning. They leave a big gap now in right center for Holt. A drive over the head of the second baseman could roll to the wall. There's a ground ball into right field for a base hit. 3rd hit for the A's in this game. Holt's at first, 1 out. We're going to have a runner.
Dal Maxwell will be going into the ball game for defensive purposes also. If you look at Walter Alston, Maxie's going to pinch run.
Number 16, Dal Maxwell.
Now Alston is yelling something out.
For the A's.
They're announcing the pinch hitter Claudell Washington for Vida Blue.
Number 50, Claudell Washington.
That's John Ramsey, the PA announcer here at Dodger Stadium. Done an outstanding job for years. Born and reared in New Hampshire. And now, here in Los Angeles. The strike to Claudell Washington. Washington did not play baseball in high school. He used to play in the Little League and Pony League, and he quit. He went to track and field. And the reason he did is an interesting story in high school. He was having trouble with his grades. And the track coach in high school was one of his teachers. He says, son, I want you out for track and field, not baseball. All the A's say he's going to be a star. No balls, 2 strikes to Washington. He hits the ball to left field a lot. Maxwell at first. That just missed.
Washington's hitting style, as we look at the base runner Maxwell, reminds you a little bit of Al Oliver as he stands up the plate of shade and strides into the ball and has good power to left center.
Somebody told me that his inexperience is equaled only by his confidence.
A very cool performer. He acts like he's been in about 10 World Series. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he fouls that one away. Game 2 of the World Series. 3-0 Dodgers. There'll be a welcome home celebration at the air cargo terminal at the Oakland airport tonight. The A's are due to arrive around 7 p.m. They have not been home since they won the American League pennant. They flew directly from Baltimore here to Los Angeles. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Foul ball again. Washington can run. He can field. He can throw. And as he starts to catch up with Major League pitching, he could be something. He hit 285 this year as a teenager. Campaneris is on deck. 1 down, Maxwell at first. There's a base hit by Washington in the right field. And the A's now have runners on first and second. Back-to-back singles by 2 pinch hitters. And here's Walter Alston coming out of the Dodger dugout, and for the first time we get the A's pennants waving.
If there is just a flaw in Sutton's delivery, Red Adams, the pitching coach, goes out. When Alston goes out to visit a pitcher, the odds are very high that he's bringing a hook with him. However, in Sutton's case, he'll go directly to him to see if he still has it left.
Here's where you need the honest answer. And evidently, he's convinced Alston he's all right. Yeager has something to say also there in the conference. Bert Campaneris now at the top of the A's batting order has struck out, doubled, and struck out.
Walter Alston also reminding his infielders out there, listen, we've got a 3-run lead. Get 1 sure out. Don't hurry a double play attempt too much for fear of throwing the ball away.
Maxwell at second, Washington at first. Pitches high to Campaneris. 3-0. Dodgers ahead in the 8th inning. This is the best shot the A's have had now, since Campaneris was on second with 2 down in the 3rd. Fouled back. A ball and a strike to Bert Campaneris, who once played every position in a game. The tail end of a season when the A's were in Kansas City. And one time in the minors, he pitched in a game both right-handed and left-handed. Pitched right-handed to right-handed batters and left-handed to left-handed batters for 2 innings back in 1962 in the minors at Daytona Beach. 1-1 delivery. That's a foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Don Sutton was on the roster of the Dodgers in the last World Series they appeared in 1966, but did not pitch. Maxwell at second. Washington at first. 1 down.
That brush to the uniform was to change the signs.
There's a ground ball to Russell. Bobbles the ball. Everybody's safe. Worried about getting that force at second. Couldn't handle it. And now the A's have the big threat. The bases loaded. 1 out.
Bill, having to range to his right, could not play a certain hop, and you can see that he got one in between off the heel of his glove. He tried to trap it against his body and get that 1 sure out. It was not an easy play, but an error is given to him.
The batter is Bill North. He has struck out, grounded out twice. He's gone hitless in the first 2 games of the series. They play him to the opposite field. We have Maxwell at third. Washington at second. Campaneris at first. It's ball one to Bill North with Sal Bando on deck. All three runners can move, especially Washington and Campaneris. The 1-0 delivery. That's chopped foul. A ball and a strike to Bill North. Well, base hit right now. We'd have a little seat squirming time here in Dodger Stadium. The Rams are upset today. Green Bay beat Los Angeles 17-6. That score just in. The haves are losing. The have-nots are winning. The 1-1 delivery. High for ball 2 to North.
Down in the bullpen, Mike Marshall, the right-hander to your left, and knuckleballer Charlie Huff.
Bases loaded. 1 out. 2 balls and a strike to Bill North. He fouls it back. A 2-2 count to North. There's the lead runner, Maxwell. Waddell Washington at second, and Bert Campaneris at first. Bases loaded.
It appears that Sutton is getting more and more pitches high in the strike zone, Vin.
Yes, but that's actually by design. They want to keep the ball up on North when he hits left-handed, down on him when he hits right-handed.
2-2 to Bill North.
Now that could be a change of sign plus location. Sutton that time brushed his leg twice. We were talking about that earlier. They brushed the uniform maybe to add to the count, but then there are other ways of brushing where you switch location.
3 runners lead away. Campaneris a big lead at first. North fouls it off. He had a funny swing in that pitch. Garvey with a left-hander up, laying deep off the bag. Campaneris will get a big jump there.
Got that shadow across home plate. Now, it may be getting a little trickier to see at the plate, and you can lose that curveball.
2-2 count. 3 men on, 1 out. And they want an appeal at third, but it's ball 3, 3-2. A nasty breaking pitch by Sutton that time. Yeager thought that North had committed himself. They appealed to the third base umpire. Andy Olsey said no. Reggie Jackson. 3-2, bases loaded, 1 down. There's a ground ball to short. That's 1. Into the dirt for 2. Garvey came up with it as North wrapped into the double play. No runs, 2 hits, there was 1 error and 2 left. At the end of 7.5, 3-0, Los Angeles.
I'm a lineman. I depend on my car to get to work. Sometimes the weather is 20, 25 below. I never use anything but Prestone 2 winter summer protection.
Only Prestone 2 has a patented silicone silicate formula, the Prestone inhibitor system. Shields and preserves metal against rust and corrosion. Winter, summer, count on it. If you can't trust Prestone, who can you trust?
It does the job for me.
Amana refrigerators give you lots of freezer storage for meat and other foods. Some people like the freezer on the bottom. Others like the freezer on the side. Sometimes it's best to have the freezer on the top. Wherever you want your freezer, you'll get all the Amana features, like this refrigerator within a refrigerator that keeps meat fresher longer because super cold air surrounds the outside without drying out the meat. Whether you want your freezer on the bottom, side, or top, buy Amana.
We'll look at that last full play and a sensational stab by Garvey at first base. On a rerun, a little mix-up temporarily as Russell thought he might shuffle the ball to Lopes. And what a play by Garvey, which could save this ball game for the Dodgers.
I was a little amazed yesterday when Steve was unable to come up with Ron Say's bad throw, because if there has been one standout performance by Garvey other than the bat this year, it has been digging pitches out of the dirt. He has truly been remarkable on that. I think another reason that might very well have decided Russell to keep the ball. One, Campaneris runs very well. He was going to eat up Davy Lopes. This way, Lopes, with his back to the play, would have had Campaneris knock him into left field. Russell could keep his eye on Campaneris. And secondly, when you have a man who runs as fast as North, the less men involved with handling the ball, the better the play. So it was a heads-up decision to keep it, although it was a sidearm sinker by Russell because of that tender elbow, which he ices every day after a game.
Bill North started out to center field. They called him back. Claudell Washington is now the center fielder. Now Maxville's at second base. The new pitcher is John Blue Moon Odom, who twisted his ankle in a fight with Raleigh Fingers the day before the series started. Evidently, he's come up with a speedy recovery. He's in here to pitch the last of the 8th inning.
Larry Haney, the new catcher.
Haney, the new catcher.
One of the things, by taking North out of the game, you put the pitcher in the spot that made the last out, so you get him out of the way. That gives you an extra bat in the lineup without having to go to the bench. So in North's spot, you can put Odom.
Maxville's going to bat 8.
Number 12, batting 7th.
Haney will bat 7th.
Pitching, number 13, John Blue Moon Odom.
And Odom bats in North's spot, the number 2 spot. This is the last man up in the top of the 8th inning. John Odom, his 5th World Series game. No wins, 1 losses in the series. This year he won 1 and lost 5. Just 2 years ago, he was a key man down the stretch for Oakland. He's not the pitcher he was. He's had flashes this year. The strike to Jim Wynn, who was walked and struck out twice.
Odom will give you a lot of motion. Has a slow curveball overhand to use on left-hand hitters. A good slider when he has control of it. And his fastball sinks.
Wynn, Garvey, and Ferguson for the Dodgers in the last of the 8th. A 1-1 count. Vida Blue worked 7 innings. Gave up 6 hits. 3 runs. Walked 2, struck out 5. Sutton was just a bit better. And the big blow was a 2-run homer by Joe Ferguson in the 6th.
Take a look at John Odom in slow motion. The follow-through, the shoulder, head motion. He has a good slow curveball if he can control it, and you can see how you'd be way ahead with that flying motion.
2-2 count to Jim Wynn. 3 runs, 6 hits for Los Angeles. No runs, 4 hits for Oakland.
When you see Odom come up the mound that way, you figure he is certainly susceptible to a bunt, particularly to the left side.
And he's got him. Jim Wynn is out. Thing about him, though, Vin, he gets off the mound very well. They use him as a pitch runner. He's a good athlete. But you're right, he's falling over toward first.
Look at that last pitch again. Yes, Jim, if you've made contact, you would have hit it out.
Now, Garvey's been quite a player so far in this still young World Series. 2 hits yesterday, 2 hits today. Dug the ball out of the dirt on the double play, ending the top of the 8th inning. He saved a lot of errors in this Dodger infield this year with his pickups at first. Had a shoulder separation. I guess it's bothered his throwing, hasn't it?
Yes, it sure has. When he was at Michigan State, he was a defensive halfback, and he would be assigned the star. In other words, he got Leroy Keys, he got O.J. Simpson. Whoever the big man was, it was his responsibility.
1-1. I'd send him to the bank for me.
Yes.
Joe Ferguson on deck. 3-0 Los Angeles, last of the 8th inning. A strike. He received a big bonus, but he says one of the biggest bonuses he had from Charlie Finley when Charlie drove into his backyard down in Georgia and dumped a load of produce in the yard, all kinds of fruits and vegetables. There's a master salesman, that man, a very persuasive gentleman, great insurance salesman, lying in a tuberculosis hospital years ago. Conceived the idea when the doctor came in, what if something, there was a strikeout by guard, if something happened to him, what would he do financially? He went for the medical insurance plan for doctors all over America. That's where he made his fortune.
Right now, the hitters and Steve Garvey, you just saw swing at the last pitch, and also Jimmy Wynn before, are having difficulty picking the ball up, and that is a definite advantage for the Dodgers.
Number 13 against number 13. Odom wears 13 in his back. And you can see the number 13 on Ferguson's back. Ferguson got a hand. He hit a long fly to center, a fly to right, and then a two-run homer over the center field wall. Dodgers 3. The A's nothing, last of the 8th. Odom's pitch. A little bit low, 1-1.
I'm amazed he throws as many strikes as he does, because in the middle of his windup, his head goes below his left shoulder. He doesn't see home plate at all. He plays a little peekaboo with the hitter, but he gets the ball over. His head goes right under the shoulder, like that.
And him waving, 1-2. You're looking ahead to the A's 9th. They'll have Bando, Jackson, and Rudy, the heart of their batting order up. Two down, nobody on. We've got quite a side story going on the A's right now concerning Jim Hunter. That pitch is outside. Commissioner Bowie Kuhn said today he'd received letters from the Major League Players Association and from Jim Hunter's attorney contending that the Oakland club had not lived up to its contractual obligations to Hunter and therefore requested that Hunter be given his unconditional release. Now, there was another story we read in the paper today where Finley had met with Hunter and offered him his money, and Hunter turned it down for some reason. And Lee McPhail, the American League president, was there as a witness. The commissioner replied that there does appear to be a bona fide dispute between the two parties. It'll be settled after the World Series. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4 to Joe Ferguson. 2 down.
Hunter's attorney also said that there had been one Major League club, he would not name it, that has contacted Catfish Hunter and would like to sign him.
Probably the Dodgers.
Would you take him?
Sure. They start Tuesday.
No, they'd send him to the beach Tuesday.
There he is. If I had one game to win, I think, and I had to pick one man, it might be him. 25-game winner at his best in the pressure games. 2 down, Ferguson at first, Ron Say up. He's walked, grounded out, and fouled out. 3-0, Dodgers. A ball to Ron Say. The A's, whether they lose this game or not, have completed their mission. They wanted to split here. Naturally, they like to have swept both, but they knew they had to get one here, and they got it in the first game.
You can watch that head. That's what amazes me, how it gets behind that shoulder. Now he lifts it at the last second, and he throws breaking balls for strikes while flying through the air.
You see some of these pitchers, Ben and Tony. Louis Tion, for example, they always say the pitcher should keep his eyes and his head on the plate. Sometimes he's looking out to center field when he delivers. 2 down, Ferguson at first. That's high. 2-1.
Interesting is at this point if we get the first complete game out of Don Sutton in 2 years and 1 game in World Series play.
Last complete game in the World Series, Steve Blass in the final game of the 1972 series. And he beat Baltimore 2-1. Clemente hit the home run in that game.
I defy anybody to see a picture of Walter Alston on television during a game and tell me whether he thinks the Dodgers are winning or losing. There is absolutely no difference to the man.
He had one little gesture that you might have seen when you were doing the game on your Dodger network against the Pirates that last game, when he sort of, clenched his fist. But that's the only
But
time.
doesn't he look like a loser now?
Oh, yeah. They're 10 runs behind. Runner going. Strike, throw. He's in there. Stolen base. To Joe Ferguson.
Ball got stuck in the glove of Larry Haney. We might be able to see it. Appears to be using that hinged, bigger glove, almost the kind you would use for a Charlie Huff knuckleball. I think he delayed the steal, too, a little bit. It was not a straight-out steal, which may have deceived him.
I also have a feeling he might have seen a sign that wasn't there. 3-1.
Now the 3-2 delivery to Ron Say. He hits a high fly in the left field. Joe Rudy comes on, circles under it, has it. Got problems. No runs. No hits, one left. We're going to the ninth, 3-0 Los Angeles.
I don't use these when I'm behind the plate. But when I'm driving home, I get hit with just as much glare as the other guy. And nothing really cuts it any better than polarized Foster Grants. But let's be honest, I like the way they look, too. When a guy wears a mask to work every day, he kind of likes to look the best he can in his time off.
Polarized Foster Grants. The looks, the lens. We've got it all.
There's been a change in Charger, it's a whole new car. A different Charger than you've known by far. We've hardly kept a thing except the Charger name. Nothing else about it's gonna look the same.
Announcing the new Dodge Charger, Special Edition 75.
You'll love the change we made.
Hi, I'm Don Sutton of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Did you know that baseball has a college scholarship plan? That baseball has helped put hundreds of young athletes through college? Well, I'm one of those lucky ones. I have just 3 semesters to go before I obtain my degree at Whittier College, and I did it all while playing baseball. You too can get a baseball scholarship if you have the ability to play baseball and a desire for a college education. Believe me, baseball is a great career.
Well, it's fitting that we had Don Sutton speaking for Major League Baseball, because he's out here in the 9th inning now, trying to nail down Game 2 for the Dodgers and also grab himself a World Series shutout. And he's facing Bando, Jackson, and Rudy.
Bando.
Don Sutton's first World Series game.
Don is very cute, and I use the word advisedly in his stretch. He has experimented with just how much he can get away with. And after the inning and just before this started, Alvin Dark talked to Doug Harvey, I'm sure, about the way Sutton has been holding men on base. There's a picture of it.
Bando, 0 for 3. He's hit. Bando hit by the pitch ball. Well, that puts a runner on and brings up Jackson, who's flying out, walked and singled.
Well, there was nowhere for him to go, and it's a bad sign to start an inning off that way because he's just gotten out of a bases-loaded spot, so they immediately get Mike Marshall up in the bullpen. We'll pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network. There's Iron Mike. He's been up a couple of times.
Joe Romo, the A's trainer, out attending Bando, hit on the left shoulder. He's all right. Reggie Jackson, last time up, single in the center. Bando at first. The A's trailing by 3 in the 9th. They're deep and toward right for Jackson. He looks at a strike.
The one comfort for Sutton now in facing a great hitter like Jackson, Jackson can't beat him, nor can he tie him. He can just get them close. That's about making the most of a terrible situation.
The best of the worst. Jackson's a real baseball fan. The one-strike delivery, and he accidentally hits it down the left field line. Bando's coming on to third. Jackson on the pulled hamstring goes into second. The A's have runners on second and third, nobody out.
I think
here's
that's
Alston coming out.
I wouldn't be surprised now if he will lip Sutton immediately. It was a bad break to get in trouble on a half swing with the infield swung around to play first. Jackson checks his swing and rolls one into left for a double. We take a look at the check swing. He's just trying to hold up. He started to make his stride in, got to about there and said, no, I don't want it. And it hit the bat. And with Say overshifted, the ball went between Ron down the line.
You see the little smile?
There's a Christmas double.
Right.
And I think now, I'm just guessing, he'll go right to the bullpen.
I thought so. I'll take it. Reggie says I'll take it. I've hit 400-foot flies that have been caught or line drives at somebody.
It is so late in the game, and since Sutton has just escaped a tough 8th inning, I think Alston figures that I have pressed it far enough. And I have to believe, yep, Mike Marshall will come in. During the year, when Marshall comes into a game, it's interesting. He carries a windbreaker and runs in from the bullpen. He looks like a matador who can't wait to get at the bull. And here he comes. While he does, there's a break in the action here in Los Angeles. The score, the Dodgers 3, Oakland nothing in the top of the 9th.
The Equitable introduces a whole new system of life insurance service built around the Equitable agent. Nobody else like you service. At its heart, your Equitable agent, who's paid extra just to give you service. Whether you want to update a policy or plan your financial future, you're going to get service. And helping your agent serve you is a sophisticated computer system that's unique in the insurance business. Equitable's people. Equitable's advanced computer system. They help your agent give you better service. Equitable's new nobody else like you service. Nobody has this service except the Equitable, because we believe there's nobody else like you.
Mike Marshall is his own man, isn't he, Ben? Many interesting theories he has.
Yes, one of them is that mound he's standing on. You know, when you come in from the bullpen, no matter how many times you come in, it takes you a moment or two to get accustomed to the mound. Catfish Hunter said yesterday that was his biggest problem. And Marshall says most relief pitchers make a mistake. They come in and warm up, making some casual pitches. When he comes to the mound, his primary concern is to throw as hard as he can, as if he's facing a hitter, to immediately get accustomed to the mound. It is never the same as it is in wherever you've warmed up.
He has pitched now the incredible total of 201 games the last 2 years. There's his record for this season.
Fastball, screwball, and slider.
He's facing Joe Rudy, who has struck out, flat out, hit into a force out. Rudy's up with Bando at third, Jackson at second, nobody out, and the Dodgers ahead 3-0 in the 9th inning.
We were saying the A's get the maximum out of the minimum. Here they are with a hit batter and a check swing, and they're in business.
They've had 5 hits. The Dodgers have had 6 hits. Larry Haney is the next scheduled batter. And he's waving at the Scroochie. No balls and a strike.
When the Dodgers were in Houston recently, he lectured at Rice University. He has his doctorate in kinesiology, the study of body motion and what the muscles do and don't do.
I was going to say, I bet you didn't lecture on pitching. There's a drive into center field. There's one run in. Here comes Jackson in. And the tying run is at first base now for the A's in the top of the 9th inning as Rudy knocks in 2. The hit batsman, a double to the wrong field by Jackson, and a single up the middle by Rudy. And And the A's are back in business, and Charlie Finley says, go get him. Larry Haney. He's up for the first time in this series. Check it, Gene Tennis. Gene Tennis, the batter. Strike to him.
Angel Mangual on deck to bat for Haney.
We had those defensive changes in the last of the 8th inning for the A's. Rudy at first, the tying run in the 9th inning. 3-2 Los Angeles. A check swing, and now Yeager says, let's have an appeal down there. And Doug Harvey. But it's a ball, 1-1. Nobody out.
The left-hander is Jim Brewer, primarily known for a good screwball, and the right-hander is Charlie Huff, who is a knuckleball pitcher.
They're playing tennis deep and toward left. You fastball him, and he'll drive at a distance. He had 26 homers this year. That's a strike. He came right in there with it.
Yeah, he has a little slider to complement the fastball and the screwball. Mike, I think if I had a chart in front of me, I would believe that he is more effective at the start of an inning than he would be with men on base.
Ron Say is right on top of that third base line. He doesn't want anything to go down the line. Took him out. He turned it over, and Tennis strikes out.
Yeah, that's the screwball. That means now that 10 A's struck out today. 8 went down against Messerschmitt yesterday. Marshall had 1. That means 19 strikeouts in the 2 games.
Angel Mangual is a pinch hitter. He had 233 this year, 9 homers, 43 RBIs. Still at first base, the tying run for Oakland, Joe Rudy.
He's batting for John Odom.
1 down.
Who is batting in the batting order, the number 7 position.
Now they've corrected.
I tell you what, they've got that messed up. That's not a right announcement at all.
No, Odom.
It's typical of the A's, though, to have a mess up, isn't it?
Odom was placed number 2 in the order.
That's right. He is batting for Larry Haney, who went in to catch after Fosse had gone out for the hitter. That's the way we had learned. I might repeat something we mentioned yesterday. Marshall.
Maury Wills worked with him in spring training.
Wouldn't that be something to have somebody tutored by Wills come back to haunt the Dodgers?
Right. Pitches a strike. 29 steals for Washington. He was caught 16 times. He's run the 100-yard dash outdoors just in 9-2. When he was strike.
They're going to call it a strike. It's going to be 0-2.
0-2 now. So now the tying runs at the plate instead of on the bases. They're 2 down, nobody on. The Dodgers with a 1-run lead.
Screwball.
That's it. Hitting the screwball. The Los Angeles Dodgers have evened up the World Series. Marshall's pickoff of Washington at first, and then striking out the pinch hitter Mangual. Walter Alston congratulating Tommy John, who had his arm operated on. Sutton is the winner. Vida Blue is the loser. 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Los Angeles. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Oakland.
3, 4, and 5 will be played in Oakland on Tuesday, Wednesday.
1 homer in the game. Joe Ferguson in the 6th inning.
6 and 7.
With a man on.
Next Saturday.
And the A's gave it a scrap. They had the bases loaded. 1 out in the 8th. But Bill North wrapped into a double play. And they had 2 runs in. A runner on first, nobody out. But the Dodgers have evened the series, and now they'll go to Oakland Tuesday night with Catfish Hunter facing Al Downing, a right-hander against a left-hander. Tony Kubek is down on the field. And let's go down to Tony.
Complete ball game for Don Sutton. Heck of a ball game and a good relief job from Marshall. Don, congratulations.
Thank you, Tony. I don't think you can say enough for the job that Mike did. I tell you, that shows you why he's such a fantastic relief pitcher. Not only does he come in and make it tough on the hitters, but he makes it tough on the runners, too. And you can't say enough for a job that, as you and I mentioned before, that Steve Garvey did at first base, because if he doesn't come up with that ball, we're in a heck of a jam. I'm personally in a heck of a jam.
2 runs, and he did make a heck of a play, and he's been credited for his bat, but not enough for that defensive play. And he also made a good tag for the last out or the second out of this ball game on Herb Washington.
He did. It was a little tough for him to handle, but he came up with it. And I think you're right. I think in the fact that he has done so much offensively, we have overlooked the fact that he's got that fantastic pair of hands over there. I tell you, he's got the sweetest hands since Wes Parker, and he could do it. And like I've said before, it's the best Dodger ball club I've been on, and I think they showed you today why I feel that way.
Were you as sharp in this ball game as you were in the championship series against Pittsburgh?
I think I was for about 6 innings, but I just kind of ran a little short on petrol out there. And then in the 9th inning, a couple of things that I definitely didn't want to happen happened. I didn't want to hit the leadoff man. I was trying to get in on him, and ball sailed on me, and I hit him, and then made what I thought was a couple of good pitches to Reggie and get a check swing double inside the line. But, you know, those are things that you overlook when the results are the way you want them, and they certainly are.
Don, what about the adjustment that some of these Dodger hitters might have made off Blue? It looked like they were trying to pull him as they did Holtzman and Fingers yesterday, and then Ferguson hits the ball to dead center field. Has there been some adjusting on your club as far as their pitching staff?
Well, I think everybody on the staff, everybody on the club knew that he is a good high fastball pitcher. His ball was really live up there. And I believe that the only definite adjustment our hitters made was that they wanted to lay off of that one that was questionable. Make him bring the ball down just a little bit, because seemingly it wasn't quite as live, 6 inches lower, and I think Fergie likes the ball there, and he got one to his liking, and that's no surprise to me to see him hit him out of there, because he's going to hit one over that right field fence. I mean all the way over the thing. I don't mean into the seats. He has the strength of a Stargell, and so it's no surprise.
An off day tomorrow. Let's look till Tuesday. Starter for you, Al Downing. You saw him late in the season. How is he throwing?
Al came on strong for us. He pitched a 2-hit shutout up at San Francisco that we had to have. Then he came in against the Pirates the other day and pitched very well. Here's a guy that's been here before. He knows what he's doing. He's a smart pitcher. He knows how to change speeds. And I think that's what you have to do to these guys. You can't go out there and pitch them one speed anyway, whether it's one breaking ball right after the other or one fastball right after the other. But I think our fate's in good hands with Al Downing.
I think so, too. He's a veteran. He's been through it before. I'd like your opinion on the pinch runner, Herb Washington. Unfortunately, with a tying run in this ball game, gets picked off first base. Do you have any opinion as far as a pinch runner? Can he serve the purpose as Herb Washington has done for this ball club? What kind of reports did you guys have on Herb Washington from your pitching staff department?
Well, we got a report that anytime you see Herb Washington come in the pinch run, look for him to steal. Because I guess that, like the scoreboard said out here, he's the baseball's first designated runner. So, you know, he's not out there to check the pitcher's move out in order to get a scouting report on the outfielder's arms. He's out there to run, and I think that's what we expected him to do.
Don Sutton, congratulations. See you Tuesday in Oakland.
Well, we're even up, and we'll take it from there. Thank you, Tony.
Thanks again. Our congratulations to the Dodgers. Back upstairs.
All right, Game 2 of the 74 World Series has been brought to you by your nearby Dodge dealer, who invites you to see the change in Charger. It's a whole new car. And by Cricket, the disposable butane lighter that lasts for months. Catch a Cricket by Gillette. We'll be back in a moment. Right now, we pause for station identification.
Millions in missing jewelry and murder, a mystery from a cloud tonight.